Hello and welcome to another episode of Do Go On. My name is Dave Warnocky and as always I'm here with Jess Perkins. Hello Jess.
Hello David. Good to see you.
Oh my gosh, very formal.
After all these years.
Yeah, finally back together at last. And we are back together with a special guest this week. Mm-hmm. Friend of the show. Mm-hmm. Friend of us in real life.
Yes.
One of our absolute favourites, Michelle Brasier is here. Hello.
I'm so glad we got back together as a throuple.
Those are some of the worst years of my life.
I missed you all so much.
But
I wrote a screenplay about it.
Yeah.
It's called Anatomy of My Best Friends.
Yep. Anatomy of My Best Friends.
My Best Friends.
Sorry, yes.
Yeah.
They tried to get you to take that typo out. You said absolutely not.
Yeah, it's got a dog in it. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Great, looking forward to seeing that at Cannes sometime.
Yeah.
Very soon.
Yeah.
Yay. We've come in with a really mellow energy.
What are you guys doing?
There we go.
Do you want that? Is that
that's
better
better.
energy? What are you doing?
Jess, you started with,
Whoa.
hello, good day.
Yeah, sorry.
Hello.
Hello.
Good day.
Hello.
Michelle, you are the busiest person I know.
It's honestly mind-blowing.
It's too much for me. You got off a plane 48 hours ago.
Yes, I did.
So
Yeah.
you've come direct from Broadway.
Yes, I
Yep.
did. I had my little off-Broadway run and I did a show at Dynasty Typewriter in Los Angeles.
Oh my gosh, the City of Angels.
City of Angels.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Angel was filmed there.
Really?
Angel.
Is that why they call it that?
Yeah, that's why they call it
Oh
that.
my
Angel from
gosh.
Buffy.
Oh
that's
my
why.
God.
That's why
I
they
never
call
got
it.
it.
I never got it either.
I just
That's
nodded when
why.
people. That's why I hear Los Angeles and I think City of Angels because other people have said that.
Yeah, but I
because
had
of
no
because
idea.
of Angel.
Because of the
classic 90s 2000 TV
So
show.
they
spin-off.
They call
series,
Chicago the
David.
Windy City. Did they film The Wind there?
Oh my yes.
Wow.
That's Gone with the Wind. They did Gone with the Wind there.
It's starting to make sense now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I never put this together. I just accept information as it comes in. I never question it.
I question everything.
You should.
Yeah.
You should.
So as well as your fantastic US shows, you're about to launch your album.
Yes.
Fantastic. Which
Yes.
by the time this comes out, people will be able to stream. Is that correct?
Yes, you can go to whatever song you love the most and you put it on repeat.
Yep.
And you repeat it and repeat it and repeat it all night while you sleep.
Yep.
And I think it still counts if the volume's off. The computer can't tell if you're there.
Yeah, I don't know that.
And so I think go do that. Just stream.
Yeah, I don't think that's unreasonable. What's the album called?
Stream. Trilogy mixtape. Mm-hmm. It's a mixtape of all my songs from all my last 3 shows. Because I didn't get around to doing an album for each. And everyone was very upset with me. And so I said, okay, well, I will do them all. And I will do them in 3 days.
Oh, right. So yes, it's George Harrison style. You've come out and just been like, here's a triple album.
Yeah.
Here
Yes.
you go. Whatever.
Here's
Have
everything.
all the music.
Yeah.
I think there's like 20 tracks.
That's amazing.
It's too many.
We've
It's
had
too
we've
many.
had a little preview here because you've been doing some of the mixing here at Stupid Old Studios. Is that
Yeah.
correct? We've been
Yes.
walking past the vocal booth.
Oh, have
and
you?
Hearing the powerful voice.
Yeah.
The
It's
dulcet
not
tones.
soundproof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an issue.
Same with this studio. Like, I thought this was quite soundproof because it does dampen the sound in here. You can't hear outside.
Yeah.
But sometimes I walk past and I can hear full conversations that are happening in here.
Oh, good.
So it's not soundproof.
Yeah. I've walked past and I've heard Jess fart in here.
Whoa.
Yeah. But I am a very loud farter.
I
So
am
loud.
the loudest farter.
Really?
Yeah, I'm the loudest one. Like, I love it when Tim has to get up earlier than me so that I can just do my farts.
Yeah.
Because they're too loud to do with another person present. It's not appropriate.
That's if
Yeah.
they're trying to sleep.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
too loud. And it's comical.
Yeah.
It's not like a fart noise. It's like...
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I've got... I don't know what's going on.
You have a laughing anus.
I do...
That's the medical
I
term,
have
yes.
I got quite a fashionable ass, right? It's
Sure.
quite big, which is in at the time.
Yeah. At the time of recording, big butts are in.
You listen to this in
Thank
80
God,
years, you're
because
like,
when
what are you
I grew up-
What are you
talking
talking
about?
about? We were like pancake asses now. And have I got the ass for you?
That's what people liked when we were growing up. Everyone wanted to just know us, like
Yeah.
just full, just like fla at
Yeah.
the point of us. Whereas I was always like wah at the point of us, and that's what my farts sound like. I think because there's so much us to get through, the sound has to travel. Like like
Yeah.
if you like it, things echo in a valley, like. Like if you were between mountains, you were to sing.
Yeah. It would just sound really.
Why am I talking about
Yeah. Especially because you have so many other things that you have to plug
But I feel
because
like-
you're so busy.
But, yeah,
But
I mean,
we've detoured to talk about your farts.
But
But I was
First thing to
sleeping
plug
on
is
the
your
plane,
anus.
and it's like I woke up and I smelled farts, and I was like, I reckon that's my farts. And I was like, they're all gonna know.
Nah, you can't hear him on a plane.
Oh,
That's what I think.
No matter how loud, I reckon you can't hear him on
I
a plane.
reckon you could.
You
If
can?
they're loud enough.
Yeah.
I mean, the jet engine's only so loud.
Oh, what a joy!
Upon reflection, maybe we were hearing your fart noises when we were walking past the vocal
Yeah,
booth. Is that
especially
possible?
if they sound like ah! Then yeah, I think that was farts.
Very
for sure.
in key.
But I've burped like 5 times in my whole life.
Wow, not a burper.
Not a burper.
I'm not really a burper.
I'm not a burper either.
Yeah.
Wow, when we're all in green.
Guys, let's let out.
We have so many things in common.
Go back together.
Where have you been?
And I drink a fair bit of fizzy.
Really?
I love some fizz.
Yeah, you know, some people can just do a burp on cue.
No.
Oh, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
Isn't that
I
crazy?
dream of that.
but I can fart on cue.
We know. It's
Okay,
actually-
hang on.
Are you going to try and fart?
No, I'm not going to try and
Oh
fart.
my God, I thought it'd be amazing.
I was, for once in my life, trying to get us back on track. That's what I was trying to do.
No, don't. I always write a short report.
I mean, historically, that's not true.
That's right. Okay, well, before we get to the report, we have to say that's the album. People can stream it now.
Yes.
But you're also doing a very, very big tour of the United Kingdom coming up in May.
And Ireland.
Yes.
And Ireland, oh my goodness. And that's coming up next month in May at the time of recording. So
May and
very
June.
soon.
Yes.
Where are you going? You're going all over, aren't
I'm
you?
going all over. I'm going to places like Norwich.
Wow.
There's other places too.
But
I'm
Norwich
going
is
to
on there.
Belfast. I'm going to Dublin. I'm going to Manchester, Bath,
Yep.
Cardiff. I get to go to Wales.
Amazing.
Glasgow.
Great.
Fucking love Scotland.
Yes.
Famously adore Scotland. I'm not going to Edinburgh on this tour, but I am coming back for Fringe with a brand new show. So don't be jealous. Don't
You
be
get a
jealous,
whole
baby.
new show.
You get
Don't
a whole
stress.
new show for a month, and everyone else is seeing the show that you already saw in August. Okay, so love yourself and respect yourself, Edinburgh. You're my favourite city.
And you also have a book coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
You're
tell us about the
tackling
book too.
all forms of media,
Yeah.
and I love that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the book comes out in September. You can pre-order it right now from the internet.
Isn't that crazy?
What's the title of the book?
My brother's ashes are in a sandwich bag.
Which is true.
It's true.
That
That's
is
where
true.
they are.
That is a fact.
What are you going to do? Come to my house and prove me wrong? I don't think so.
I'm going to come to your house. I'm going to look at him and say,
Do you want to have a look?
yeah, right.
It's crazy. Have you seen ashes?
I don't know if I have.
They are not what you. What do you think ashes would look like?
I imagine them, or maybe I've seen our friend's dog's ashes. And I
Alfred?
assume,
Oh, Raph.
yeah.
Rest in peace,
Raph is the
Raffy.
dog. I've seen Raph's ashes.
Yeah.
And
have you
I'm-
seen Bruce's ashes?
No, I don't think so.
No, he died during COVID, so you wouldn't
I
have.
haven't seen.
So we didn't have the ash viewing.
No.
As is customary in
And I
Melbourne.
didn't get the closure I needed.
No, but I did have a funeral for him.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I had a little funeral. I said, we can have. Oh, there's my dog
Yeah.
shaking, going, I'm still here.
Yeah. Stop talking about the other one.
Please stop talking about him. I've had enough.
He was a very, very jealous dog.
Yes.
So a lot happening for
A lot
Michelle
happening,
Brasier.
and I imagine that all these links are collated on your website.
Yes, you can go to my website. You can go to my Instagram and click on one of those link in bios. I'm
Yeah.
trying to start a newsletter.
Oh, yeah.
You
That'd
can-
be helpful, honestly, because
There's a
I
lot
can't
going
keep
on.
up with you. I see you twice a week. I can't keep up with what you're doing. It's too much.
Yeah, it's true.
Very exciting. We cannot recommend enough going to see you live.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're the best in the biz.
Absolutely.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Knock the socks off the United Kingdom, Ireland.
Thank
Please
you.
go along.
Oh yeah, come along, come and show me all the stuff
Yeah. Show
in your
us
town.
stuff.
I want to see as much as I can. And if you think I'm not coming near you, I am. There's so many people who've been like, "Oh, I can't come. I'm busy," and I've been like, every city is 1 hour away
Yeah.
from you. You go to a different one, and then
Yeah.
some people, and I've said that to people in my DMs, and some people have been like, "Oh yeah, I'll book for the next night in blah blah blah,"
Yeah.
because they don't realize that you're going to all the different cities. They just think you're going to one, which is absolutely fair. It's confusing. The messaging is hard.
It's hard to, yeah. Tours are hard. But
Tours are hard.
But what
oh my
fun.
God, it's a hard job we do.
it's really hard.
Oh God.
My high school best friend is a police officer, and I often say, A bad day at work for me is very different to a bad day at work for her.
Yeah.
My day is like, "Oh, our Uber Eats took way longer than it said that the company paid for. And hers is like, I saw multiple dead bodies today. And I'm like, okay, well, we've all got stuff going on, okay?
We all have stuff going on. I
Shut up
farted on the
about it.
plane.
Yeah.
Chill out.
Okay? Our job's hard too.
Yeah. Okay. We have a tough time.
And all jobs are equally important.
All jobs are
equally
equal.
important.
Exactly.
Yes.
Doctors, nurses,
Yep.
comedians.
Exactly. We're on the same level.
Same.
We're on the same level.
And we're paid the
telling
same.
stories and we get paid the same.
And all of us get underpaid.
all
if
of
I can
us.
be honest.
All of us.
All of us deserve more.
Especially surgeons.
Yeah.
Even more.
Give them some more.
2
Yeah.
Maseratis.
2 Maseratis.
Yeah.
One's not enough.
1 Maserati. 2 Maserati.
Do you
3
want
Maserati.
the person cutting you open to
only
only
have
have
one
one Maserati?
Oh my God. Because they're due to come in and cut you open. The Maserati's being worked on in the workshop. They don't have a second car.
They got
Yeah.
no car.
But if they have a second Maserati, they quickly jump in the second car.
And, that's
And
and
they can
they,
get-
they get to you quick.
Exactly. And they cut
That's
you
what I
open
want.
and make you
Make
feel
you better
That's what I want. I want
Yeah.
to be cut open and feel better.
quickly.
Feel better quickly.
That's right.
Yes.
Maserati.
We are not sponsored by Maserati.
I've got the sillies.
That's okay.
Great. Let's keep that going. Hold that thought while Jess explains what the show is.
Yes. Okay. So this show, if this is your first time joining us, oh my goodness, welcome. And I'll be so surprised if you've made it 12 minutes as to us talking farts. But what we do is
That could be the subtitle of the show.
yeah, there's 3 of us. Matt is away sick. He hates fart chat, so he would have hated all of that.
that's
we can
right.
only have fun fart chat without Matt. And one of the 3 of us goes away, we research a topic, we bring it back to the others, we tell them all about it in a fun sort of school-like report, and the other 2 listen very politely. They never interrupt with dog shit riffs.
Or farts.
Or any kind of jokes or fun. And Michelle has so kindly written a report for us.
Which is amazing considering how busy you are. So thank you so much.
Thank
We
you.
believe you wrote most of this on the plane, in between farts?
Yeah.
In between farts, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes whilst farting.
Yeah. And that's multitasking. That's
Yeah.
women.
Women can do anything.
Here's the thing, too. Here's the thing, right? Michelle, one of my best friends in the world. I see her multiple times a week. I live so close. I love her so much. Our lives at the moment could not be more different. She's doing so much. I'm doing so little. I lost the last 2 days. I don't know what I did. I didn't do anything the last 2 days. I had things I was like, oh, I'll do that. I didn't do anything.
Did you leave the house?
We went for a walk.
We went for a walk.
Oh, okay. You're getting stuff
We
done.
went for a walk
Yeah.
at midday. I
Yeah.
did nothing else either side of that. I showered after it.
Good girl.
I'm doing nothing.
You don't have to do as much as I do.
It's nice.
People keep looking at me in the eyes and sort of holding my shoulders and saying, when will you have a holiday? Really?
Yeah.
And I go, oh, is it? And they stop me
Go,
again.
no.
Really?
Yeah.
So I don't think I'm living well, you know? I'm
Well,
living fast and furious.
Yeah.
And that's what leads us to today's topic.
well, we do usually start with a question. Do you have a question for us?
Yes.
Okay, great.
My question for you is, what animal has the highest employment rate?
Oh, pigeon.
Oh, okay.
Carrier pigeons.
Carrier pigeon.
They were useful in the war. Are we talking now or
Right now.
Okay. All right.
Historically. Well, there was that sucking octopus Paul that could predict World Cup soccer
Yes.
results.
Was he getting paid?
Oh, because you don't think it counts.
Intern Paul. Is it? Is one of them in the room with us now?
One of them's in the room with us right now.
Humans. Is it?
The most beautiful animal of all.
Technically, yes.
Yeah,
it is
that's
humans.
okay,
The most
second most.
dangerous animal.
Second most, dogs.
Dogs!
Doggies!
Dogs with jobs!
Yes.
We're talking about dogs with jobs?
Dogs with jobs. Specifically, we are talking about guide dogs.
Oh yes.
Oh, yes.
Something you're very passionate about.
I'm
Yeah.
very passionate. I am an ambassador for Guide Dogs Australia, which means that if I get anything wrong today, I'll be sacrificed.
Yeah.
They'll be mad at me. No, they won't be mad at me. They're very nice to me. But I am very passionate about this cause. I love guide dogs. I think they do amazing work, and I
Yeah.
want to tell you all about it
Oh my god, yes, please.
in the
I would
form
love
of a
to-
song.
Okay, that tracks. Yeah, I would be interested to know who first thought. You know what? Maybe a dog could help with this.
That's a great question.
You know?
Yeah,
Who
that's a
thought
great
of that?
question. Who thought of that?
And did they try other animals first?
Okay, so
Imagine a guide cat. Cats are so indifferent to people. They'd be like, I don't care if you walk into traffic.
people have tried guide cats. People have tried lots of alternative. We'll get to that.
Oh, fantastic.
Jumping ahead.
Let me begin reading from the PDF that I typed up after copy and pasting and then changing some of the wording
Yep.
from some stuff.
Excellently
Yeah.
done.
Thank you so much.
That's basically what we do.
Thank you so much. I'm just joking. This all came from the heart and head and brain and mind. Dogs entering the workplace these days have a huge amount of career options. We have search and rescue dogs. Do you know how search and rescue dogs work, by the way? I looked into this. So search and rescue dogs, essentially, you know how you play like fetch with your dog?
Yeah.
And like find it with your dog?
Yeah.
It's just that, but on crack. Like it's just they get really well trained at like going up ladders and like navigating an avalanche, but they also are essentially just playing find it.
Oh.
Like it's all just your
Do they
dog
think
could do
it's
it.
a game, do you think?
They think it's a game because they get rewarded at the end. They go find the thing. They're not like, I got to save this life. They're like, I got to find this guy and then I get a snack.
Thank you for saying you reckon my dog could do it, but sometimes he can't find a treat that's between his two front paws.
Yeah, that is true.
So I don't think he could.
Yeah.
I don't think he's got the snoz on him, you know?
Yeah.
Time to play search and rescue.
Yeah.
You got to search for the treat,
Yeah.
rescue the treat, and then eat the
Can't
treat.
do it.
And eat.
His favourite game is Where's Daddy? And sometimes he cannot find Daddy. So I don't know about that.
All right, well, that's fine. There's obviously dogs who protect and herd farm animals, which you will have seen on the farms.
Yes.
On Muster Dogs, fantastic
Muster
program.
Dogs, fantastic program.
So cute.
Dog actors like in John Wick.
Oh, yeah.
Just
that's
a,
right.
Yeah, beautiful dog actors. It was just a dog actor. It's fine. The dog's fine.
The dog's fine.
Yeah, but perhaps most of our most beloved dogs with jobs in our society are our seeing eye dogs and guide dogs. And as I said before, I'm an ambassador for Guide Dogs Australia, so a lot of this will be, you know, the way we work at Guide Dogs Victoria, and there's lots of different ways to work with dogs, but in general, guide dogs all over the world work in a really similar way. So you were saying whose idea was this?
Yeah, who thought of this?
Okay, so we actually don't know.
Wow.
It's a secret, and I'm not allowed to tell you. But I think it was Dua Lipa.
That makes sense. Yeah.
No, the oldest on record, the oldest record of people working with dogs to lead them is a fresco recovered from Pompeii.
Oh, wow.
In the year, I think, 79. It shows, there's a fresco that shows a man who's supposedly blind being led by his dog on a leash, and he also has a cane. This is according to the International Guide Dogs Federation website. It is, listen, Pompeii wasn't that well preserved. It's possible that the man wasn't blind. Like, he looked blind. It looked like he was being depicted as blind. We couldn't ask him. Something happened in Pompeii, apparently. Otherwise, he'd be here with us today and we could ask.
Yeah.
But it looks like that is the first recorded time, which is really, really magnificent.
Yeah, wow.
In the Metropolitan Museum, there is a 13th century Chinese scroll called Spring on the Yellow River, and it depicts a park scene including a blind man using a cane and being led by a dog. This is the thing we see all the time, like people holding canes and also dogs. There's a ballad from 1715 called The Blind Beggar of Bethnal Green. Fabulous weekend market there at the
gorgeous.
park. Is a song about a knight who lost his sight in battle, became a beggar, and his friends give him a dog on a lead to help him. So there's a bunch of these appearances throughout history, almost always with the cane and the dog, which, well, you know, I'm saying cane because we use the white cane today, but it's, you know, usually just, I guess, a stick.
What is a cane if not a stick?
What is a cane if not a stick? What is a stick if not a cane?
Yeah.
That's exactly right. They are different.
Hello, I'm Michael Stick.
I'm Michael Stick.
Dave, that's good stuff. That is good
Like
stuff.
sometimes you just say some words and you hope that something will come out.
And more often than not, it does.
It does. You know, it really does.
Yeah.
And that's very beautiful.
Thank you.
In 1819, the earliest surviving description of a systematic method of training guide dogs, so this could be your answer, Jess, was published by Dr. Johann Wilhelm Klein in Vienna. Klein became the director of the Institute for the Education of the Blind in Vienna. His book describes a method of training the dogs with a stick attached to the collar and held in the left hand. So guide dogs will be held on the left hand. And so instead, this is the first time we see the stick sort of had a crossbar so that it would inform the person. They could sort of feel if the guide dog was leading them left or right. And if they were trying to navigate around things, which is kind of a crude version of the harness that we see today.
Yeah.
And this is the first time that we didn't see them also having the stick. So no leash, no stick, just the actual harness that's sort of fashioned. And This is the first time recorded that we saw that, which is very exciting. And you might think, okay, cool, this is the beginning of the modern harness and them putting their full faith in the dog. No, absolutely not. This didn't take off, and we didn't see this design again for about 100 years.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so ahead of his time.
Yeah.
Yeah, shame. No one believed him, I guess. Or they didn't think about it very much.
Do you reckon they always put the dog on the left because most people are or predominantly right-handed? So it leaves your dominant hand free?
I think it might be that, yeah.
As a left-hander, that's upsetting.
Yeah, so you're not allowed to swap. They're all trained, the dogs, to be on the left.
Well, I mean, you can sort of adapt your dog, especially like once a dog is paired with a handler, there's a lot of different things. Like the dogs act differently for their handler, but there's just kind of this basic training that they all have but you know, they're very adaptable. Which
they're customizable.
They're fully customizable,
the colour,
like a Bratz doll.
Yeah,
like a Bratz doll.
You can change their hair.
Yes,
put them in an outfit.
Yes, well, sometimes.
Yeah.
In 1847, a man called Jacob Brasier, who's a blind man from he was a Swiss. He was a Swiss man. Published a book, and I can't pronounce the name of the book, but it was translated as Strange Memories and Strange Life Journeys of a Blind Man about his 5 years. Of a blind man about his 5 years with a dog that he trained himself.
Wow,
to lead him, which was pretty cool. So there's like all these little things. I couldn't find. I didn't read the book, obviously. I couldn't find a translation, but I don't know how he trained the dog. His ideas were also not developed any further. There's a lot of like just independent developing of dogs as guides in completely different ways. Guide dogs are mentioned in Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a quote that says, even the blind men's dogs appeared to know him when they saw him coming, would tug their owners into doorways and up courts, then wag their tails as though they said, no eye at all is better than an evil eye, dark master. So sure.
Wow.
That I haven't read A Christmas Carol.
I have on book sheet, but I didn't remember that part at all.
I've seen the Muppet version. So
I've seen the Muppet version.
With Michael Stick.
With Michael Stick.
One
of his best performances.
Fantastic
one
work.
of his absolute best.
And also, may I say, one of Kermit the Frog's best performances.
Oscar worthy.
Oh, my
robbed,
goodness.
I think.
Absolutely robbed. What? Because he's a puppet? Discrimination.
Get out of it.
Unbelievable.
Get out of it. I'm going to keep going through the history, and then we'll get to how the
I had one question. Do you guide dogs still refer to or think of their master as Dark Master?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, you don't
Famously,
know
no.
that, though.
Well, I've asked a few.
Oh, okay.
Because it just sounds. I like this. It just sounds a little bit evil, which I like. Hello, Dark Master.
Yeah.
It's pretty full on. I have canvassed the neighbourhood though, and most of them are just calling them, their names.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
First name basis now.
Yeah.
It was a lot more formal and evil back then.
A lot more
in the
formal.
1850s.
We were
lot more
trying to tell
formal and
Goose
evil.
our names the other day.
Were you?
Yeah, because we were like, he doesn't know our names.
So what did you do? Did you
I
go,
was just pointing
Jess?
to myself going, Jess, I'm Jess. And he was just looking at me and Jess. And then I pointed at Aiden and said, Aiden.
That's pretty good.
So we're getting there.
I think that's how you show babies, probably.
Sure.
And that's the same.
What's a dog if not a baby?
What is a dog if not a baby?
I've been staring at my baby lately going, Dave. Dave. Has not caught on.
I wonder if they ever tried guide babies.
Guide babies.
Yeah. That'd be good.
I could give it a shot.
Give it a
you
go.
know.
You should try it. I'll ask guide dogs if they'll give you a harness. I don't think they'll say yes, but I can ask. It's worth a try. The question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got them for the little puppies. I'm sure they'll fit.
They do have them. That's the thing.
There you go.
I think it'll
baby,
be fun.
similar?
It's the same thing. Famously. In 1927, George and Dorothy Eustace, who were selectively breeding German Shepherd dogs in their Fortunate Fields kennels in Switzerland, visited this school and they saw these little dogs doing their thing. So Dorothy, and they were very, very impressed. And Dorothy wrote to an American newspaper with her account of the visit of watching these dogs that were being trained. This is published in 1927, and this is kind of the time when people are starting to talk about guide dogs it's kind of coming into the world as like, oh wow, these dogs are very special. Many letters flooded back from the US. One in particular letter from Morris Frank, who really wanted a dog and asked these guys, can you please get me a little dog? Not a little dog. He didn't care about the size.
But he just wants a dog.
He just wants a dog. So in 1928, Morris Frank arrives in Switzerland in April and trains with guide dog Buddy. Morris and Buddy returned to New York in June and they faced skeptical journalists, but then they win them over by crossing a wide, busy street safely, and the incident receives this wide press coverage. Everyone sort of this is like the real beginning. There's a lot of guide dogs in the media, people being like, wow. In 1929, the next year, Mrs. Eustace established the Seeing Eye School in Morristown, New Jersey, realizing that the major problem was going to be training the people to train the dogs. She returned to Switzerland and then got a training school near her Fortunate Fields kennels, and it was here that she also started training her own guide dogs. So lots of guide dogs were used in history as lots of types of dogs. Yeah, so a lot of the time it was like collies and shepherds. Most guide dogs at this time, she's mostly training German shepherds.
Interesting.
This was the main thing. And nowadays we picture Labradors as guide dogs because in 31, the same Mrs. Eustace, and I couldn't find very much about her background either. I don't know. I think she's just like dog enthusiast person.
Wow.
Trained and supplied 10 dogs to Italy, 11 to France, and 3 in Switzerland. Mrs. Eustace also qualified 4 guide dog instructors that year, because that's the hardest thing. It's always about training the person. Yeah. That's what they say when I take my dogs to the training. They're like, this is about you. This is not about the dog. 2 went to the Seeing Eye School in New York, 1 to Italy, and 1 went to the UK. This is the...
This is dogs on tour.
This is dogs on tour. Those are the instructors. Sorry, these are two instructors. So they sent an instructor off to New York.
Dog instructors on tour.
It's not quite as fun, but it's still pretty good, I guess.
It is fun. And they sent one, Captain Lakoff, to the UK. He established a whole new centre there in Cheshire where the first 4 British guide dogs completed their training.
Cool.
But quarantine regulations hindered training the guide dogs that were being sent to Britain. And so they were like, okay, we can't get all these dogs in. What we're going to have to do is go with the dog that we have. And the dogs that they had were Labradors, baby. They just had them. They were like, we got heaps of these. What do you reckon?
Because they couldn't ship in their own dogs, so you just had to
quarantine
use the
restrictions. Yeah.
So they could have been pugs.
They could have been pugs.
They could have been Frenchies.
They could have been Frenchies.
They could have been little Pomeranians.
Now, I don't know if the
Chihuahuas.
success would be the same.
No, I don't think so.
With the Chihuahua.
It's tricky, because you've got to get the right sort of temperament and, dare I say, intelligence.
Yes.
Because Frenchies, stubborn.
Very stubborn.
Very stubborn.
Yes. Guide Dogs Australia uses Labradors.
Yeah.
We will actually Labradors, Golden Retrievers, and Labrador Golden Retriever crosses because they're generally highly trainable. They can also readily transfer their affection and loyalty from one person to the other, which is really nice.
That's nice.
They're not loyal.
They're not loyal, no.
But other dogs are like, who the fuck's this?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Another dog will be like, I trained with this guy. I'm not interested. Oh, I was puppy raised in this house. I am not coming to this house. Whereas Labradors are like, hey.
Yeah. You got food?
Yeah. Which
You're
makes
my best friend.
complete sense to me as the mother of a Labrador.
Yeah.
Hey, I live here now. Awesome.
Yes. They're also renowned for their, positive, beloved reputation in the community, which helps because...
Yes. People see them, they light up. They go... Come on in.
They light up. They love them.
The media around labs has been very good.
Great PR.
Great
Excellent
PR on labs.
PR.
You see, as a kid, never scared of a lab.
Never
scared of every other kind of dog.
Yeah, that
even
makes sense.
Dogs that are much smaller than them run up to you like, oh, I don't know about this. But obviously a lot of labs are quite big.
Yeah.
But you're still like, all right.
You get a Jack Russell coming at you barking. I'm like, am I going to have to kick my way out of this? Or are you just saying hello? A lab comes over. I'm like, hello. Here's a new best friend.
Yeah, people trust them. They're very
Jack
trustworthy.
Got to warm up the shins.
Which is also probably quite important because I know that Guide Dogs Australia runs on like almost just exclusively the generosity of Australians. Like, and you don't have to pay for it to have a guide dog. It's all just like people, donors and things like that.
That's
so
amazing.
It is pretty amazing. If you've got any spare cash, chuck it to the labs. Just put it in the mouth of your closest Labrador and it will
make it to them. Yeah.
It will take it and walk it over to guide dogs.
Did we all, the Labrador statues that were
plastic ones?
Yes, that were in supermarkets.
That are in the shops, yes.
Yeah. Did we all, while Mum was checking out at the supermarket, and hug and pat that dog?
I always hug
and then
that
say,
dog.
Mum, can I please have 20 cents to put in the top of this dog's head?
Yeah.
To put in the top of this dog's head. Then you get a Labrador and you're trying to put the money in its
head.
Actually, I think that's how you donate. If you see a Labrador,
put the money in its head.
Don't do that. It's not safe. They don't accept. They just take card.
That's so cool that it started with like German Shepherds and other dogs, and they're like, we don't have any. What do we have?
Yeah. What do we have? What's the most suitable thing that we have here?
And it turned out to be, a dog that's quite good at the job.
Very, very good at the job. Very good at the job. Guide dogs in Australia, history of how they got here. Arnold Cook, a man called Arnold Cook, brought the first guide dog to Australia. He was from Perth. He was West Australian. He lost his sight to a rare disease at the age of 18. And after graduating from the University of Western Australia, he went to England to further his studies at the London School of Economics. I don't know what he studied there. London, schools, or economics.
Could be any.
Could be any of the three.
Well, he did all three.
I mean, it would make the most sense, to be honest, that he studied London.
You're going to go all that way.
Because any sort of, like, if you're trying to learn a language, for example, it's great to immerse yourself.
Absolutely.
I think if you want to learn about London, you're going to do that in London.
I assume he was studying London.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And whilst there, Arnold heard about the Guide Dog Association in Britain and applied for a dog. He was accepted and trained with Drina, a female black Labrador, like my beautiful Eva here lying on the ground.
But she's always
window,
ready in
like
case
Carol
we need
King.
anything.
In 1950, Arnold Cook, Dr. Arnold Cook, by the way. So he's got his doctorate in London, I suppose.
Doctor of London.
Doctor of London.
London's
Good doctor of
only
London.
doctor.
Finally, a doctor in London. Returned home from London with his guide dog, and that was the first in Australia. So Drina, she created this huge amount of interest, and soon other blind West Australians were keen to have a dog for themselves.
Awesome.
A year later, the first Guide Dog Association in Australia was formed in Perth. So it's only taken a year for people to be like, give me one of those dogs.
Yeah, I'm impressed because I can understand, or I can imagine people's skepticism.
Absolutely.
Like that first person crossing a street and they're all like, yeah, here we bloody go. Oh,
Yeah.
wait. Oh, my God, that dog's crossing a street.
Yeah, it's quite amazing what they can do.
Yeah.
And you really do need to see it to believe it. So with the support of Apex Clubs, the Guide Dog Association brought the first trainer to Australia from England. The first guide dog to be trained in Australia was a Kelpie Border Collie Cross, called Bo. So even then, we were using different dogs, just checking it all out.
I wonder how a Kelpie/Border Collie would go. They're very smart dogs.
They're very smart dogs.
But they're herd.
They herd. So they have other instincts that can sort of get in the way
Yeah.
a bit. But they are, obviously a working dog.
Yep.
They just, it's maybe not the perfect career for them.
They need a job.
Yeah.
But maybe this is a job and not a career for
Maybe
them. Yeah.
that's exactly
yeah,
right.
Yeah,
This could be a
This
second
is
job.
while they find themselves, while they figure stuff out.
You've
and
just
then-
left uni.
Yeah.
Give a summer as a guide dog.
Yeah.
Casual.
And go, look, obviously I'm pretty good at this, but my heart just wants to chase sheep.
True.
It's just because you're good at something doesn't mean you have to do it.
That's right.
forever.
That's the thing. That's right.
That is the thing.
And just because you're maybe not that good at something doesn't mean you can't do it forever, like podcasting.
That's so true. That's so true.
I have no other skills now.
You still have the skills of working on the radio just because you finished up.
Oh,
Just because you
true.
said, I don't want to work on the weekends anymore.
I'd forgotten that. I was thinking, I don't even
You
know if I
didn't
could do
lose the
retail
skill.
anymore, but I didn't. The closer job,
Is
recent job is radio,
presenter.
which is very similar to podcast. To be
Also
honest.
comedian,
oh yes,
which is
yes.
almost exactly the same
Yeah.
as podcast. Ubiquitous. I don't know what that means.
I think it makes sense. I
I
think
think
it worked in this setting.
Thank you. Thank you so much. By 1957, there were guide dog associations in each state. And the
really
newly
taken off, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
really
it
quick.
was just like boom, boom, boom.
I'd say it's later than I would have thought it.
Yeah.
I would have thought it.
Than you would have thought it.
Yes, confirming. I don't know what that word means, but I just use it sometimes.
I think it works in this context.
Ubiquitously. And it's later than I would have thought, but it's taken off faster than I would have thought.
Yeah.
If
Yes.
that makes sense. Like I would have thought it was maybe
Taken
a
off faster than I would have
Second
thought
World
it.
War type thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a large history of guide dogs working with veterans. So I didn't put it in here, but there's like a lot of, in Germany, I think there was a lot of training dogs to help veterans who had lost their sight or even who'd been injured, things like that, who needed to like traverse rough terrain, and dogs helping them. Again, that came back to a lot of German Shepherds, which makes
Wow.
senable.
Yep.
A lot of shepherd dogs. So,
Cool.
yeah, they have been used for a very long time. It's just guide dogs as we know them, as these, lovable Labradors that we all know and love. It's quite, relatively quite new, really.
Yeah.
But once they saw what they could do, it absolutely took off. I want to talk about puppy raising. Do you guys know about what happens when a little guide dog is born?
No.
Okay, because this is pretty cute. They're pretty cute. Ever seen a guide dog puppy?
So cute.
Okay, look out. So puppies are born crazy.
Okay.
Born. And they are pretty socialized into the world like from day one. It's very gentle so as to not stress the dog out, but they're always like, they're introduced to a wide range of sounds, textures and people as soon as possible, like just without overwhelming them. The dogs are weaned and then they will go on to live with their puppy raising families. So general public, you can raise a puppy.
I've looked into doing it.
You should. It's so cute. You get a guide dog puppy for a year to a year and a half, and they just live with you. And guide dogs pays for all their food and all their vet bills.
It's so cute, but you
They
have to
help you
say
train
goodbye
them.
in the
I know.
end. Is that hard?
Do you know what? I've talked to a lot of puppy raisers about this, and they don't find it hard because they often get another puppy, and B, a lot of the time they have an older, like maybe a retired guide dog.
Yeah.
So they have a dog all the time, and then they just sometimes have a puppy that comes through.
Yep.
So there's a lot of that as well. But people always, I think it's just the experience of doing something very generous for another person as well.
Yes,
But
you get that.
when I looked into it, they at a certain stage, they like the puppies go to school.
Yeah.
Basically. And like they go to training and then you kind of look after them in the evening and continue their training as well. But yeah, you drop them off at school like
Have a
3
good
days a week or
day.
something.
Yeah.
It's so, I was like, that is so cute. I did look into doing it before we had Goose. And I had a friend who did it for a year and a half, however long it was. Obviously, I had to say goodbye to the puppy as she went on to do further training, and she wasn't successful at training to be a guide dog, so they were given the opportunity to then adopt her.
Oh, wow. She was reclassified.
Yeah.
Oh, what a cutie.
So they have her again now, which is lovely, obviously, but she didn't quite make the cut.
Well, it is a very high standard.
It's super high standard. Yeah.
Because they need to not only be good at the job, but also really want to do the job.
Yeah. Yep.
Like we were talking about before, just because you're good at it.
Yeah. They need to have that get up and go. So puppy raising, it's one of the most generous things that you can do whilst also cuddling a puppy.
How good's that?
It's pretty good. Pretty good stuff. So during the time that the dog is placed with you, the dogs are carefully monitored and assessed along the way. As Jess said, they go to school.
I love
You
that
drop
so
them off
much.
at school. It's so cute. And then you pick them up. Oh, my God. It's so cute.
Pretty
How was
cute.
school? I mean, come on.
How was school?
That's so good.
Don't ask me, Mum. I don't want to talk about it. Can you remember that? When I got home from school and my mum used to ask me how school was, I was like, fuck off.
Yeah.
It was so annoying. I never felt so angry, and she was just trying to be nice.
It's one of those things where as you grow up, you realise like what an asshole you were, because I got so annoyed at Mum because the second I hadn't even made it in the front door and she'd go, hi.
Oh.
And I'd be like, I'm not even in the house yet.
Yeah, it was
And
so annoying.
I had to I would crack it at her so much. We had to have a chat about it. And I was like, because my room was right inside the front door. I was like, let me go put my bag down. When I come out to the kitchen immediately after, then I'm ready to talk, but I'm not ready yet. When I walk in the door and you go, hi, how are you? How was your day? I'm like, shut up. And she'd be like, okay, yeah, no worries. So she'd respect that. And now if I get home and Aiden doesn't immediately say hello, I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
If Tim didn't greet me by dancing around the room and then dipping me, I think I'd divorce him, and we're not even married.
Yeah.
I would be fuming.
Sometimes I can see Aiden because he's at his desk right inside the front door. I open it, nothing. And I'm like, I'm sorry, did you not hear our very loud front door open?
No.
Do you do it again?
Notice the dog has run off
Yeah, you
to
go
come
after
and
you
say
come
hi?
again. Yeah. Oh, the dog's here. Dog's happy I'm here.
Sometimes I do go, I'm going to start that again, thanks.
I'm going to start that again,
Or I
thanks.
go, hi, like really passive aggressive.
At my house, I have a studio audience, so I enter as like Kramer.
Oh, that's so
They
good.
erupt.
I love that. Oh,
Oh, yeah, I'm here again.
That
Yes,
rules.
it's me.
I want that really, really bad.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And I'm so sorry, Mum.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mum.
So sorry, Mum.
Stop, Mum.
I'll be
The
like, just-
backpack's on. None of this, okay?
You know what the problem was? My commute home from school was too short. I lived so close to school. It was like a 5-minute
You had
walk.
no time to
I hadn't
decompress.
decompressed yet.
Yeah.
Let me put my very heavy bag down.
Yeah.
And then
The bags were
love
heavy.
me, shower me with love.
Yeah.
But let me get in the door,
Let
woman.
me get in the door. We had a lot of books.
So, and what you had
We
to
weren't
take
allowed
them home.
lockers.
You weren't allowed lockers.
No, they got rid of
Oh.
the lockers because someone blew up one of the lockers. So we weren't allowed them.
See,
and it
you had
wasn't
But textbooks were so heavy.
Yes. And you
had
Maths
to
in
have-
particular.
Every textbook at all times in your
at
bag.
all times in your bag.
That is
Nah, that's
because
crook.
some
that's
rat
crazy.
blew up the fucking lockers.
Pretty funny though, wasn't it?
Classic
It was
vlogger.
pretty funny. It was me.
Sucked in.
All right. So the guide dog is carefully assessed and monitored just to keep an eye on what's going on for them, what they need to work on, and their suitability. But in the first, few months of their life, it's mostly just about getting used to the world so they don't react to anything.
Do
so
they
they're
put
very calm.
They put the tiny puppy, like if you got one of the puppies, they have a little vest and you take them everywhere, right? Like
They
you
have
get
a little
them,
vest,
you get them
yeah.
used to being in cafes and in shopping centres.
They get a little vest, yeah. It's really cute.
Oh, it's so cute.
Yeah.
cute.
You see the little puppy at the shops and you're like, oh no, I'm not allowed to pet you, but I just want to go rah, 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 rah,
Yeah.
on your
Yes.
face.
It's tough. It's
tough.
very
It's
tough.
hard.
They get, once they reach a certain age, they get their little jacket, their tiny little jacket, and they get to go to the little shops. And they, you ease them in. You take them to smaller places first.
Yeah.
Suburban places, things like that.
Oh, so cute. Little
It's pretty
puppy in a
cute.
vest.
It's pretty cute. It's like me when I put on my boyfriend's jumper.
Yes, and you're like, how are you so little in there?
Yeah, it's like, whoa, where are you in there?
Have you got
Pretty
a job?
Cute.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, stop asking. I just got home.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Just dip me and shut up.
Dip me and shut up. So yes, as I said before, guide dog needs to be confident but also focused. They need to be able to keep up with their person, and they also need to really want to. So guide dogs as an association is always looking for signs as to what a dog needs to work on. The older they get and the more they see of the world.
How can you tell if they want to do the job?
Because they're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Or they're like, pardon?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yep.
So you'll see
God,
Eva,
she's good.
for example, my
Yeah.
ambassador dog. The reason she was reclassified, really, she was a little bit spooked about stairs, which is a red flag. But she also...
She's funny on stairs.
Yeah. She also just didn't have the get up and go. She was like, I will guide you there, but I want to walk sort of just kind of in step with you. I don't really want to lead.
Yeah.
She didn't have
yeah.
leadership
I'm
qualities.
not a leader.
She wants to
Yeah.
walk next to you, not slightly in front of you.
Yeah, she's got really great skills. She's very smart. She has the perfect temperament for a guide dog. But
Yeah.
she was like, oh,
Do we have to?
can we? No. Yeah.
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 But it's preferable if they're like, out the way, I've got this, I'll
Yeah.
show you where.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they're
they need to be,
leaders.
confident leaders, but not, but they still need to be obedient and focused.
Okay,
and,
probably not too much of out the way.
Not too much out the way. Just, out the way, but they're saying it to
Out the
obstacles.
way, please.
Yeah. Oh, you want to go to Coles? I prefer Woolworths today. Actually, we're
Yeah.
going left.
Yeah, dogs just, I'm sure they're manipulative like that. I'm certain of it. So as I said before, I specifically work with Guide Dogs Victoria. So I can only really speak for them as to their little markers. But so there's markers when the dogs can do certain things. So they get to 5 months, they go on a big tram ride. Oh, the little tram. You might have seen this. They all go together. So like all the little, there's a bunch of little guide dog pups at 5 months on the tram.
That's killing Jess. She thinks
In
it's the cutest.
Q2.
That actually, I'm tearing up.
They
Like,
go
are
on
we
the tram.
allowed to board the tram, or do they sort of
You're
hire
allowed
out the
to,
tram?
No, you're allowed to board the tram. You just got it, but you've got to ignore the dog. Don't distract the dog, but you can watch.
These little puppies on a tram.
Imagine getting on and not knowing. You're just on the way.
It'd be the best day ever. I'd
Guide
be buying
dogs
a lottery
does it.
ticket that day.
They do it a lot. A lot of the time, you'll see a bunch of guide dogs, big day out on the tram in the CBD. Sometimes even.
That's so cute.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's very beautiful. So they go on a tram ride together. Then they go to a cafe to get used to sitting in a cafe, which we all know can be difficult for dogs.
Oh, yeah, it is. You got to get them young into that because it does take a bit of getting used to.
Yeah, it's very difficult. And when they get to 9 months, they hit the city, baby. They're introduced to the CBD.
Oh, the hustle and bustle, hey? The grid system.
Yes, the grid system. That Swanston Street.
Yeah.
That Comedy Republic.
Yeah.
All that stuff that's in the city. McDonald's.
The laneways.
The laneways of Melbourne.
Yeah.
The European style boutiques.
You need
Coffee.
that dog to be able to navigate to Grave Street like on the back of its hand.
Yeah, you need to say, dog, take me to Aesop.
Yeah.
Things like that.
And it goes,
you live in
no
a
worries.
Melbourne.
That's a strong smell. I'll get us there
I'll
quick.
get us there. Resurrection aromatique. I can smell it. I know where it is. So that's very exciting. And then they start going to larger shopping malls. So they've been going to maybe your Well in Camberwell.
Yep.
But now
They're going to Chadstone, the fashion capital.
They're ready for Chadstone, the fashion capital.
Wow.
That's my reference for a small mall.
The well.
The well in Camberwell. Your Berkeley Square.
Yeah.
Your Sparkly Bear.
Yeah.
You know?
That kind of thing.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so we're just, we're sort of slowly building. You take them to a really good place to take them as a pet shop, because that is where you test a lot of their distractions. So there'll be other dogs.
Yeah.
There'll be balls,
So much
toys,
to smell.
food.
Why do
cats,
they put open treats down low?
so that your dog gets it in their mouth and then you have to buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, my dog does.
And me too.
Yeah.
But it's one of my favourite things to do is to take her to the dog shop, to the Maya for dogs.
Yeah.
And say, go, just get whatever you want.
Whatever you want, babe.
And she grabs it and I say, well,
Good choice.
good choice.
Wow, she's grabbed a fish tank. Oh my god.
I guess we're starting a fish tank.
Good girl.
Guess we're starting an aquarium.
We'll take Goose there to give him a bath, and then as a little post-bath treat, he gets to do something.
Me too. Me too. And Jess is crying.
I'm hearing
Jess is crying.
how fucking ridiculous it is.
Honestly, I'm kind of glad Matt's not here, because he would be like, what is wrong with
What
you
is
people?
wrong- yeah.
Does he not like dogs?
No, he likes dogs. He doesn't understand the concept of pets.
Yeah, or dog culture.
Yes, yeah.
He's fascinated about, the small talk you do with other people when you're out for a walk.
Oh.
Or,
Yeah.
Does he have a dog?
No.
No, and never has, I believe.
What?
Yeah.
We're going to talk about this off
But he
air.
likes it. Like he will happily say hi to our dogs, and like he
Well, yes,
likes dogs.
but he's just never had one.
But it is strange when you take a step back and think, like, we just have animals that we're like, you're mine, and we
But
dress
it is
them up and
strange to put the hats on.
It's strange.
It's strange.
It must be done, though.
must be done.
You can't not put hat.
Have you seen Goose at a party hat? It's the best thing in the world.
Very cute.
Best thing in the world. I framed that picture. It's so cute. I printed it out at Kmart and I framed it.
That's pretty cute. That is, I would like one of those, a copy of that,
Okay, well,
please.
you've got a birthday coming up.
I do. Every year, baby.
Wow.
This is when they get to about sometimes it's 12 months for intact males because they want to get it done, sort of quickly. But usually it's about 15 months. Dogs will start their proper assessment. So an assessment is 1 week period. Dogs, it's like they go to camp.
Yeah.
So they get settled into kennels by the volunteers and they're paired into kennels overnight and in a yard with 4 other dogs during the day. They're walked each day of their assessment, given playtime and supervised at all times. And this is where the people start to go, all right, you're going to be a guide dog, you're going to be a guide dog, you're going to be a therapy dog, you're going to be a pet, you're going to be, it's...
Fascinating.
Yeah, this is when they start to go, okay, we think we know what's going on.
Yeah.
And based on their health status at this point, dogs can be reclassified as well.
Right.
So maybe they have, maybe they're really perfect guide dog and they'll be amazing and they should enter the training program, but unfortunately their paws are sensitive to heat or something like that.
Yep.
That can mean that dog will be reclassified maybe as a therapy dog or maybe as an ambassador dog, which I will get to, which is what Eva is. But if the dog does pass their health assessment, eye checks, and their temperamental assessment, which is another thing, if they're a little bit like, oh, yeah, I guess I could guide
Yeah.
you, then they're going to be, reclassified. So that reclassification is just when you put a dog into a different job. It's like they go to a careers counsellor.
Yeah.
And they're like, you should be a guide dog, you should be a firefighter, you should be, etc.
Yeah.
Things like that. The firefighter dogs, you should see them. They're crazy.
Now they're wearing hats.
They have to wear hats for safety. Now, if they pass their health assessment and eye checks, they will be walked every day by an instructor or trainer. Walks are conducted in a range of local areas to assess whether they are suitable for guide dog training or for one of the other programs. And then they assess the dogs on 15 traits to test their suitability. I won't go through all of them, but it's like level of distraction. So, how are they if there's 20 cats? How are they going? Because they need to go pretty good. Stamina. So stamina is another thing.
Yeah.
It depends on who you're going to be matched with as well. So sometimes you might not have as much stamina as the other guide dogs, but that's okay because you just might get matched with a handler who doesn't have that much of an active life.
Yep.
And that is totally fine. Response to the handler, so how they work with their handler, their anxiety levels, which is also obviously a big thing for all dogs, and response to sudden noises. Eva, you'll notice, if I take Eva to the theatre, she doesn't notice.
Yeah,
You
she's not bothered.
loud bangs, she doesn't the house could be broken into. She'd be like, hey, like she does not panic at all.
While you were away, we took Eva to a show at Comedy Republic, basically her second home.
Yes.
We saw Reese Nicholson's show.
Yes.
And Reese later said, I had a bit of a moment backstage where I thought, the lights changed super suddenly and there's like loud music at the very start of their show.
Yeah.
And they had the thought of like, oh no, that's going to spook Eva.
Yeah.
And then remembered that Eva once shat in the bar at Comedy Republic. So I don't think much phases her. And they were correct. Eva did not even blink.
No, she did not blink.
Didn't
and
care.
she did have an accident inside. She had an upset tummy and she was very disappointed because, as you know, guide dogs very well trained. Don't
Yes.
usually have these kinds of accidents.
Yeah.
It was a real surprise for her and for us.
She was ashamed of herself.
She was very ashamed because she'll tell you, guide dogs will tell you when they need to go. But she didn't have enough notice herself, the poor thing, which is not
But
good.
yeah, she's fine with noises, but not furniture moving.
Not furniture moving. She does not like furniture moving suddenly.
Yeah.
Another reason why actually, I don't even know if that was in her assessment. If
one of the
that's just
tests.
something that's developed since she's moved in with us. But, yeah, she doesn't love it. And she settles immediately after, but she just goes, "What? Oh." Right. It's very funny. She just has to look at the furniture very pointedly to be like, "Don't. Please, I'm sitting here."
God, I was just relaxing.
Yes. So dogs can be reclassified at any point during this assessment. So maybe they'll get like a little bit into the assessment and they get kicked out. Not kicked out.
Reclassified's a nicer word, isn't it?
Reclassified, yeah.
But
'cause
it's,
they
you
are.
have failed.
Well, they haven't failed.
No,
They have
they've
not
Brutal,
failed.
brutal. No.
They don't fail. They're like some of the smartest dogs, even the
Yeah.
ones that are like the very like least suitable for work dogs that go on to just become pets. It's a rarity that you get them. And when you do get them, they are the best dogs.
I mean, look at the training they've had from puppy.
Yeah, it's
like,
crazy. Yeah, you'd be
they've
like-
been so well trained.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry, this one can't have a job. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like this dog could do my job.
Yeah.
Anyway, my job's acting. Dogs do my job. If they do pass their assessment and they go and they're allocated to do guide dog training, they begin this and it is a 5-month intensive.
Wow.
Yeah, 5 months. They go off, I assume, to TAFE.
Yeah.
And they do the 5
They get a
months.
cert 2 or something.
Cert 2 in guide dogging. This for us, like for the dogs here in Victoria, they might come and train at the campus in Victoria, but they also might go interstate or overseas. So a lot of the guide dogs associations, they will breed together so that we avoid, because obviously you can't just take a dog from the street. It has to be a specifically bred dog, but you have to avoid things like getting too genetically close with other dogs. So interstate breeding is big, and overseas also. A lot of guide dogs work together, and but Guide Dogs Victoria is like one of the 5 best, most recognised breeding programs, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty good, pretty cool. I don't know where Eva was born. Probably here because she's so beautiful.
Yeah.
You know how they have like uni rankings? It's like, oh, this is a top 10 uni.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's top 10
Yeah.
guide dog
Yeah.
facility.
Well, yeah, that's what it is.
That's
That's
awesome.
the one over in Kew. Pretty good. They're doing a big revamp of it at the moment, which is exciting. So within Victoria, the dogs will work with one trainer will work with like 6 to 8 dogs. During that training period, they will develop a detailed understanding of each dog's physical, temperamental, and working abilities. So they really get to know each individual dog. After about 16 weeks, the dog should have learned to respond correctly and confidently to 30 commands by word, hand, or foot. Sometimes refusing to obey for safety reasons.
Yeah. See, yes, I saw a video the other day that it was a TikTok, and so how people will have cameras in their own homes, and it was a woman, her therapy dog, or her it was a medical alert dog.
Yes.
Was interrupting her to tell her she was having a medical episode, but she wasn't feeling it yet.
Yeah.
And people in the comments were like, the fact that the dog can override being like pushed away or like being dismissed.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's so cool that like
Yeah.
they know that like, I know you're telling me to go, but I can see a car coming, so I'm going to wait. That's amazing. How do you teach a dog to do that? It's amazing.
It's called intelligent disobedience.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. And some of the dogs, I think it's like they will disobey up to 11 or 12 times to keep you safe.
Wow.
Which is pretty crazy for a dog that is trained to, forward, left, find the door, find the stairs, find the, just always looking to you to go, what do you need? Can just stand in front of you and be like, you're not crossing the road.
Yeah.
And that's a really big deal with silent cars and things like that.
Yep.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, silent cars are a huge, huge issue. And that's why sometimes now you don't see silent cars. You hear like the new car that's like,
Yeah.
just giving it a sound.
Yeah.
To help people. Because, if you
don't hear them coming.
Hear it. Yep. Exactly. So it's important. Also, in America, I've just got back from America and none of the crosswalks make any noise.
Right.
It's ridiculous. Sometimes you can press for a noise at some of them, but it's ridiculous. Whereas in Australia, we're very lucky.
They all,
it's an accessibility issue.
Yeah.
America.
Get your shit together.
That's my one problem with the country.
That's the one thing you're not great at.
Come on. Everything else, perfect. Good luck with the election. So during the training period, they're doing this and they teach them the intelligent disobedience, which is obviously really difficult and really different in every dog, but pretty cool. And as I said before, some of those commands are like forward, left, right, because that's how, they communicate. Find the stairs. A dog will always like find the stairs confidently, stop at the stairs. Escalators, they teach them to go on escalators and moving staircases, which is really hard.
I find that sometimes a bit much.
It is, and you've only got 2 legs.
Yeah.
So like
Well,
they
you gotta
can't
do the step on.
Yeah, they've got to step on with 4 legs.
Yep.
Which is quite full on, and also keep their handler safe. It's a really, really difficult process, and they don't let the dogs do it until they're with the
I was on an
trainers.
escalator a couple of weeks ago where it's always on the same side. In Australia, we walk on the left.
Yeah.
We
Yep.
drive on the left.
Everything on the left.
These 2 things, I wasn't paying attention, and they had swapped it so the down
What?
No.
went to the right one.
No.
So I stepped confidently onto the one that takes you back uphill. And I went, whoa, what the hell? I'd love to get that security footage. I was furious. They swapped it.
Do you when you know when the escalator is like out of service, and it becomes stairs?
Yeah.
And you go to step onto it, and you just
It's hard.
You think you're gonna pass
Oh.
out.
Oh.
Like I always am like,
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything harder.
It's because you step. It feels like you step too much. You lift your foot up too much.
Yes.
Oh.
Somebody has asked Dr. Carl about that on
Oh,
Triple J.
what did he say?
I can't remember.
It's like a dog wearing shoes.
Yeah, I think it's that the depth of those stairs is different to how we would build stairs.
Yeah.
So you can't. That's why it feels so weird to walk up them.
Yeah. Also, the vertical lines on them. They say to me, "I'm moving."
Yeah.
They say there's movement here.
Yeah.
And
It's very strange.
That is a lie. That is a lie.
Yeah. Imagine getting on one of those with 4 legs.
That's crazy.
You gotta
It's
get
so
4
hard.
on there. How do you do it?
Yeah, it's really hard. That's why it's not advised for you to take your dog on an escalator.
Yeah.
Carry them if you have to go by escalator. It's
There's no way he's
not
stepping
safe.
on that escalator. He'd be terrified.
Yeah.
No, it's
him
too
up.
hard. It's absolutely too hard. I don't take Eva on them either. I don't think even though she's, very, very advanced dog, I'm like, nah, she's not getting on that. I'm scared. I'm scared of
We'll
that.
take a lift, thanks. It's
We'll
all
take
right.
the lift.
We'll
thank
stay
you
down
very
here,
much.
thanks.
We'll just stay down here. I don't need to go up to Hoyts. I'll see it when it comes out on streaming. You guys, I'll catch up with you after the movie. But so the dogs, they do a bunch of things, and once they've done all of these beautiful training things, they start doing their blindfold assessments. So a blindfold assessment is where the one trainer will wear a blindfold or blackout glasses and put the harness on the dog and just be led by the dog. I'm just picturing this. I'm doing this with my right hand. Maybe it is not always on the left. I should know, and I don't, and that's fine. And you can go to the Guide Dogs website and check.
I think it's often on the left.
I think it's on the left, but then I just did that with my right and it felt, I don't know why they did. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So they'll be blindfolded or blackout glasses, and then they will hold the harness of the dog and they will just go with the dog.
Yeah,
so
wow.
there's another trainer as well watching, just in case anything goes wrong, in case there's any mistakes. For the first assessment, maybe it'll be in like a residential area and then into a shopping centre. And then the final boss is a 45-minute assessment in the Melbourne CBD.
Oh my gosh.
It's magnificent to watch. If you ever see it, just follow them.
Yeah.
It's so impressive. It's amazing to just see this dog just be like, yep, I've got this. And to see the handler really trust them. It's like, it is magic. They just pound that pavement. They're like, I got it. I got this.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's fantastic. And I think, a lot of people as well think like the dog is training, like is sort of running along, but the dog has to walk at a good pace. You know, they have to match their handler. Like there's a lot that they have to think about, as well as the trucks and the people and the everything and the other dogs and the cats and the rats, and it's crazy. It's amazing. So once they do get paired with their handler after they've passed these assessments, they work together to get around. So a dog will alert you to obstacles like stairs, curbs, but also bumps in the road, or like there's a big stick, like things like that. Wheelie bins in the path. Move your bins, trim your hedges.
Yep.
It's annoying.
Don't park your car across the footpath.
Don't do it. Essentially, the person will use a series of commands like left, right, forward, find the door, find it, find the stairs. So that person will usually know where they're going. And you can so if you're staying in a hotel, you know, you might have a different system with your dog, but if you're staying in a hotel and that dog needs to learn where your door is and where that lift is just within that hotel, you can train them. So you get you get a person behind the desk to take you there to your room for the first time, and then you might be like, okay, door. And just train your dog that this is the door. When I say door, I mean this. When I say lift, I mean this. And it's really quick. That dog will be like, yep, I get it. And then the next time you come up, they'll take you to the lift.
They know which room's yours. I'm a sighted person, and I've got the card in front of me with the room number on it, and I can still find it.
Me too. It's very difficult.
It's very cool. Because I don't think the dogs can read.
They can't read.
So that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Have I got you on
board now?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But, you know, we don't expect the dog to be Google Maps either. I think there's a misunderstanding that people are like, take me to the nearest Coles.
Yeah.
Like, that's not.
They just start
That's
going.
not how they work.
Sorry, just downloading
Pharmacy.
Yes.
Pharmacy.
Yes. It's a team. They work together. So they'll be like, I know I need to go 5 blocks north and then 2 blocks left. And so they'll be like forward. And then they cross the road and they go, okay, left, you know. They're all working together and constantly communicating, which is really nice. Dogs can take you to the tram stop, finding a seat on the tram. So they get trained to they get rewarded for taking you to the little touch-on bit, things like that. So they learn how to do that, and then to find a seat on the tram, which is really, really cute. They find you a little chair.
They bite a teenager who's got his feet on the seat.
Move.
Come on.
They give a really passive-aggressive stare to somebody sitting in the priority seat. They're like, excuse me, get the fuck up.
But there are some dogs, obviously, and there's different varies, but especially for like really young or really active people who are handling a guide dog, they might have a lot of places that they go, and that dog will maybe remember all those places. So like my dog knows where Sunny Ray Cafe is.
Yeah.
If I say, take me to Sunny Ray, she'll be like, yeah, let's go. So a lot of your dogs will be able to do that. Or, you know, take me to this place, or we're going to XYZ, and they could pull you there with a leash because they're so excited. They know where their house is.
Places, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a bit of that as well. But really, for the majority, they're just working together in tandem, which is very nice. They have a very, very special relationship because you can work with that dog for, you know, a long time. Again, intelligent disobedience, we were just talking this before. Very exciting, very cool.
So cool.
Yeah, it's quite mad. Yeah. But it happens a lot because people will think, I know the way, and they do, but they don't know that something's happened.
Yep, there's roadworks.
Yeah, there's roadworks, exactly.
There's a car coming. It's amazing.
Yeah, and that's just one of the reasons why people ask that you don't pat their dogs while they are working, because they need to focus on keeping their handler safe, and their handler needs to focus on keeping them safe.
Vest on, don't touch the dog.
Vest on, don't touch the dog. But that's it. As soon as that vest or that harness comes off, the guide dog just becomes family pet. They run around at the dog park. They are silly billies, and they get their silly billy time every day, which is important. I have that too. Tim takes my jacket off and I run around.
You get the zoomies.
I get the zoomies, yeah. It's really nice.
It is nice.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, she's going to sleep good tonight.
Yes, it's very nice.
Is there anything better than a dog getting the zoomies?
Absolutely not.
It's the best thing in the world.
I've never seen anything better. Did you just looked at Eva like she might get the zoomies because we're talking about
I just looked at her and noticed she's just lay down on the ground.
She's asleep.
Powering up for the next zoomie.
She is powering up. She needs to charge. Needs to charge up. Refusal is a big problem for guide dogs. You've heard me talk about this. I whinge about this all the time. But taxis, restaurants, things like that, you have to let the guide dog in and the person and not make them feel discriminated against. It's a really huge problem. I've seen taxis drive away from people.
Yeah.
Because they think, oh, that's a blind person. They can't, then what are they going to do? And it's like, no, that's a full person.
Yeah,
and
it's a person who
they're
needs
still
a
going to
taxi.
report you and take them where you need to go. It's really, really bad. Once I stood in front of a taxi that was about to drive away from a man, I saw him just 3 taxis just drive away and Ubers. So Guide Dogs works with, I think like 1-3 Cabs or one of the companies. I should know, but I don't know, to try and really improve that, and Uber as well. But it's still a huge problem.
Because it's a law, right? They're not.
It's a law.
supposed
You
to
legally,
refuse.
you're not allowed.
Yeah.
Guide dogs are allowed everywhere except a commercial kitchen, a room where you do a surgery.
An operating room?
An operating theatre.
Yep.
And that's not even because of cleanliness or anything. It's literally just there's no one there to look after the dog and handle the dog. Operating theatre and certain parts of the zoo, because obviously there are some dogs that prey on dogs, some animals that prey on dogs, and some animals that are preyed on by dogs. And also there's you don't want them to get sick. But most of the zoo you can go to with a guide dog.
None of those examples were taxi
No.
or restaurant or
No.
bar or shopping centre.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's where ambassador dogs come in to play. So Eva, my dog, is an ambassador dog, and she just comes with me everywhere. Her job is basically to get people used to having a guide dog around. So if they're afraid of guide dogs, which is absolute, I get it. I get why you can be afraid of dogs. Sometimes it's for cultural reasons. Sometimes you've had an experience, and a lot of the time that happens in taxis or restaurants where people just don't know how to interact with the dog. They don't feel safe. They don't think it's sanitary. So her job is to make people feel comfortable around dogs. And so we go in taxis and talk to taxi drivers, and I just sit in the back and tell them all the things that the dogs can do. And so many taxi drivers will get out of the car and pat her after, and that she's their first dog that they pat. So it's really important work, but also she's essentially a model and a little role model.
She's an influencer.
She's an influencer. She's influencing the
one
public.
cab at a time.
Yeah. And she does really great work, but it's pretty amazing. I mean, we were at the Malthouse Theatre last night, and we were just standing around, and somebody came over and was like, "Hey, what show are you seeing? Do you need to go in early?
Yeah.
Where would you like to sit?"
Yep.
That kind of behavior is really helpful.
Yep.
Because you just don't know what people need, and you don't know how confident people are to ask for what they need either, and they shouldn't really have to do that. I think it's so Eva's job, I guess, is we go ahead to try and advocate for people so they don't have to, so they can just move freely around the world and not have to worry too much. Also, her job is being a super big QT.
Have you ever had people with an allergy?
Yeah.
Have
And if
an
they have an
issue?
allergy,
Yeah.
that's okay. If you have an allergy, you don't have to take them in your car, but I think you have to sort of register it with your boss if you're a driver.
Right, okay,
In a restaurant, I've never had it. I
Or
suppose it's
in
just
a
a
gig or
small
anything
enclosed
like that?
space.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I always ask, is it okay that the dog sits near you? Are you okay with the dog? And I'll always move because, you don't want to upset people either. Her whole job is to improve the community, the community spirit towards guide dogs. So we don't want to upset people.
Most that I've seen, because I'm with Eva a lot, is people just lighting up because there's a dog.
Yes,
there's a
people
dog
get
in a
very
theatre.
excited.
There's a dog in a theatre.
Dog in the theatre. And they all sort of dance around her. They're like, "I'm not allowed to touch it, but I want to touch it."
And you go, you know what? You actually can pat her. And they go, oh,
Yeah.
they love it.
Yeah, they love it. That makes them very, very pleased.
A really great interaction last night was a woman had a little Jack Russell. She was walking by and the two dogs said hi to each other. And then she saw Eva's vest and she said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I've only just seen her vest. Is this okay?" And we're like, "Yeah, it's okay. She's an ambassador."
Yeah, it was really good.
It was lovely. I was like, you had the right instincts there.
Yeah.
To be like, I shouldn't be distracting this dog.
Exactly, yeah. So it's really nice to see that stuff.
Yeah.
Other kinds of reclassified dogs are therapy dogs. So Eva probably could have been a therapy dog, but I think she's very pretty, and so they made her a role model because she's a model. That's my theory.
I've never seen an ugly lab, but
I've
she is
never seen
particularly
an
beautiful.
ugly lab, but she's just so shiny.
She's
It's
so
too much.
shiny. What's going on?
I don't know what's going on. But therapy dogs, they can support people who have, behavioral, emotional, developmental, mental health conditions, things like that, all caused by age or illness, things like that. They also, so people can have personal therapy dogs, and there can be therapy dogs that live and work with a psychologist, and they go into that office every day, things like that. Companion dogs is another type of dog. So my nephew has a companion dog. He is autistic, and he doesn't necessarily need a dog to get around, but it helps him and helps calm his anxiety, things like that. And they're generally gentle, affectionate dogs. They're really good. They get you up and about, and they're just really good. So they're also really good for people with PTSD. The ambassador dog program, obviously, they work in marketing. They are very much like guide dogs. So they're very the temperament you see in a guide dog and the behavior you see in a guide dog is what you're going to see. In an ambassador dog ambassador dog. Ambassador dog.
Ambassador dog.
Ambassador dog.
That's hard to say.
Ambassador dog is what you're going to see in a guide dog. All That's Interesting website. Ever heard of it?
Yes.
Oh, we love that
Big
website.
fans.
I saw an article about one of the more famous guide dogs. There's also, I think, an episode of This American Life about this, or a podcast, or there's some sort of, I can't remember what it is or where I heard it, but a famous guide dog called Roselle. Have you heard this story?
No.
Okay, so she was the guide dog of a man called Michael Hinkson, and she led him and a bunch of other people confidently and calmly down the stairs, evacuating the World Trade Center on 9/11.
Oh, wow.
Roselle would stop and give little kisses to people who were really injured and didn't want to keep going. People who would just like leave me behind. She would like lick them and be like, "No, come on, we can do it."
Oh, Roselle.
Roselle.
Yeah, Michael and Roselle were very confident working together, and so they were this inspiring force to those around them. I think quite famously, he turned around and was like somebody was like, "When I'm not going to make it," and Michael was like, "If Roselle can make it, you can make it.
Oh.
We can do it together." So Roselle practiced intelligent disobedience too a lot, because the second tower was hit and Michael went to go one way. Once they got out, they were down. I think they went into the subway or something like that, or like underground, and he knew the way and he was telling her to go, and she was like, "Nah, it's not on. There's a second plane." She said it out loud.
It's the first recorded dog speaking.
Yeah, she said a second. That's that famous line. A second plane has hit the World Trade Center.
Yeah,
that's from
Roselle.
Roselle. Yeah.
Wow.
So she could see that wasn't safe. She put her body in front of him, led him and the others to a handrail that led to a safe alternative exit.
Wow.
Another guide dog that was in 9/11, Omar Rivera and his yellow Labrador retriever Salty climbed down. Salty.
That name rules.
I know. They climbed down 70 stories just before Tower 1 collapsed and got out. Rivera even tried to release Salty because he was like, I don't know how I'm going to get out. Let her out, like just let her go, and was like, "You go," because she'll be able to get out, and wanted her to survive, but she wouldn't leave him.
Oh,
isn't that so beautiful?
Salty.
But they got out.
They got out.
Oh,
They
my
got out.
gosh.
Yeah, they got out. It's amazing. Now, alternatives.
My dog would be gone. He'd fuck right off. Eventually, he'd turn around to look and be like, "Oh, where is she?" But he'd be
As
gone.
soon as you say you go, he's like, all right.
I tested him a little bit yesterday. I let him out of when I walked to and from the car. I let him off lead because he stays right with us anyway.
Yeah.
But he had sort of trotted off ahead of me, and he went round the corner, and so I just stood still, and I could hear the little tippy tappy as he was like having a sniff, and then he came back around the corner and looked at me like, "What the fuck are you doing? Let's go home. Come on.
What the fuck are you doing?
You've got the keys. Let's go."
That's so funny. Give me the keys.
And
Or
then,
come on.
Yeah, you stay. I don't care, but I'll unlock the door.
So one of the problems with guide dogs, I think the only problem with guide dogs, is that they don't live forever,
Yes.
which is very upsetting. It's one of the biggest problems with dogs.
Yep.
So
At least if they had human length life expectancies, you know?
yes, it would be nice.
That would be nice.
But a dog will get to a point where they will retire, and when they do retire, they might live with their owner as a pet while their owner or their handler adjusts to a new dog, or maybe to a cane, or maybe to whatever they want to adjust to, which can be really obviously a huge, difficult and devastating process when you're used to working with one dog all the time and now that dog's just a pet. Sometimes they live with the family of the handler. Sometimes they go back to their puppy raisers, which is so sweet.
That is so nice.
Isn't that so nice? 'Cause, not everyone has the capacity to care for two dogs. So sometimes they go back to their puppy raisers, and because Labradors are so adaptable, they're fine.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, rock and roll. Let's go.
Cool. Back with these guys.
Love these guys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
Hey,
nice.
I remember you.
Yeah, that's nice.
You guys have snacks, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So it's really nice. It's
And
very
it's really sweet that they're very adaptable, but it is also a little bit like, where's your loyalty?
Yeah, well, because I've been doing this report while I've been traveling so much and I've been away from Eva, and I come home and she's like, "Oh my God, you're home. Okay." Like she really settles into the new norm quite quickly.
That's great. It is good.
It's good for her, awful for me.
Yeah.
I want her to pine.
Yes. You know when you see videos of people like their dog ran away or got lost, a couple of years ago, and then they see it and the dog's like, or jumping all over them, and it's so beautiful.
Like literally knocking them to the ground and kissing their face.
Yeah.
Eva does that, but just for 10 seconds.
Yeah. Goose goes, "Oh my God, it's you! What's that smell over there?" And I'm like, "You
100%.
bastard."
Yeah, that's Eva. So some alternatives to guide dogs have been floated.
Oh, yes. Guide pigeon.
namely guide horses.
Ooh, okay. Logistically a little tricky.
Yeah.
Miniature?
Specifically miniature horses. Miniature guide horses for people who are either afraid of dogs or who cannot bear to grieve the dog. Because a Labrador Retriever, I think the average age is like 12 to 14.
Yeah.
12 to 15 maybe.
Not long enough.
lifespan.
Not long enough.
Not long enough. So a miniature horse can live for about 30 years, maybe
Okay,
more.
great.
Have they thought about a Galapagos tortoise?
Yeah.
Do you know
Will
what?
outlive them forever.
That is so true. I think famously they're a little bit slow. But
Slow and steady, please.
slow and steady, that is true. Sorry,
will
I
get to
I should have
Coles.
said
We will
steady.
get there.
We will get there. It will take a bit.
A full-size horse wouldn't fit in a cafe door, but
No.
a mini horse will.
It's a miniature horse, yes.
And is it leading also by the hand, or are you riding said horse?
No, you're leading.
Okay.
Leading by the
Find
hand.
the door
That would be amazing.
as you're sitting on
That
it.
would be amazing. That's pretty
Coles.
awesome.
If you could do it.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So according to Wikipedia, the idea of a guide horse for the blind dates back to 1943.
Wow.
If not earlier. There's a little case of it in a movie called The Blocked Trail, where there's a little dwarf horse that guides a blind miner. But there's the first horse. This is okay. The first the first trainee horse on record is called Twinkie, and I love that. I love that so much, and I
Twinkie.
can't stop thinking about this. So from the start, this family called the Burlensons, they developed this rigorous training program for miniature horses that was really similar to the guide dogs. They had systematic desensitization, so they're like getting Twinkie and her colleagues used to everything, cats, things like that. The first time they took a miniature horse into the grocery store, it did grab a Snickers off the shelf.
Oh, no.
Okay,
Yeah.
but was
Interesting
it
choice.
for its person that's guiding.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe they also sensed that their blood sugar was a little
Yes.
And
low.
they were like, have this, have a
Exactly.
Snickers. You're,
You're
not
not
yourself.
You seem hungry.
Oh, dear.
And never shop hungry. They always
You
say to
shouldn't
never
shop
grocery shop
hungry.
hungry. You end up
Yes.
buying so much junk.
Ugh.
That's true. So one of the first person to use a guide horse was Dan Shaw. At age of 17, he was diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa, which is an incurable eye disease that deteriorates vision over time. So there's also a lot of, I just want to speak on when we think I think there's a misconception that you are sighted or you are blind.
Yep.
And that if you are blind, you see absolutely nothing. And that if you are sighted, you see absolutely everything. And that's not necessarily the way that it works. You can be legally blind but be able to see a bit, or, you might have patches in your field of vision that are just a bit different. There's all these different types. So retinitis pigmentosa is a certain type where there are sort of patches missing, I guess.
Right, yep.
And they will change over time. I had a friend who had this, and she was really great. That we went to uni together and no one knew how to really help her with it because it was drama school and it was 10 years ago. So she used to go, because we would be in this giant room and look across the room just with eye contact and say, you, and everyone had to know when it was them.
Yeah.
But Lauren, my friend, could not see that well. And so it would just bounce around the room going, you, Lauren, you. And I was like, just pick a different game. And she thought it was the funniest thing in the world.
Lauren.
She was really great. She was fabulous.
Good friend of mine, Kate, is also vision impaired, and I worked with her, and she walked into the office once, and I flipped her off, and then realised she couldn't see me flipping her off because she was too far away. So I yelled, "Kate, I'm flipping you off!"
Yeah, I think that's good.
That's nice.
That's
She appreciated
accessibility,
it.
baby.
Yeah, that's right. It's being inclusive.
Yes.
I flip everyone off,
You genuinely do. You
Especially
genuinely
the customers.
especially
Yes.
the customers.
So Dan Shaw, in 1998, he attended a school for the blind to learn basic skills such as how to read Braille, preparing for more vision loss. However, he said he was shocked at how few options he had because he didn't want to struggle with a white cane. Some people love the cane. It's very different, very personal. But he couldn't bear the idea of having a guide dog because the grief he'd experienced when his beloved pet dog died after 10 years was so painful that he was like, I can't go through that time and time again. So he was like, okay, well, in 99, the Burlesons have created the Guide Horse Foundation to provide miniature horses as assistance animals. I love this so much. Mostly in rural environments,
That
I
makes
should
the most
point
sense,
out.
yes.
I think that's helpful to know. But Shaw heard about the Burlesons' experimental program and he was really interested because he was like, okay, they can live like 30 to 40 years. So I'm not going to have to grieve anytime soon. He applied to be the first person in the world to use a guide horse and they started training Cuddles for Shaw. Cuddles, much more successful than Twinkie, obviously. Didn't eat any Snickers. On March 6, 2002, he flew in and he met Cuddles for the first time. And after some introductory work, they sent Shaw and Cuddles into a crowded store where the aisles were jammed with merchandise and they successfully navigated the store.
Oh, good job, Cuddles.
Yeah, it was really, really beautiful. So, that's the end of the story. They got together and they worked together for a long time. He said people scoffed at guide dogs and, using shepherds to get around.
Yep.
And now they're scoffing at me and my guide horse. We're kind of doing it now. But it worked well and
It's just
the
a
horse was
funnier
great.
image.
It's so sweet.
But
Guide
you're right,
horse.
we're used to dogs.
Yeah.
And labs aren't small dogs. Like, they can take up a bit of space.
Yeah.
And we're kind of used to that.
Is the smallest horse smaller than the biggest Labrador?
Oh, great question.
Great question.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably
not.
similar.
Probably similar. Probably exactly the same.
My first bike was called Cuddles. I just wanted to add that in there
it?
too.
Your first bike.
Yeah. And I didn't name it that. It had instead of a basket, it had like a little zip up bag on the front and it said Cuddles on it and it had Cuddles written on the side. A strange choice for a kid's bike,
Yeah.
calling
That's
it
cute.
Cuddles. But then in my family, we didn't call it Jess's bike. It was Cuddles.
Cuddles. Cuddles, Jess's guide bike.
That's so cute.
It's really cute.
That is so wholesome and so lovely.
Yeah, so that's what they do.
The biggest standout for me is a great dog named Salty.
Yeah.
That's a great dog name.
Yeah.
Who names them?
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's a great question. So guide dogs, they will have a litter, especially here. So this is how we do it in Guide Dogs Victoria and Guide Dogs Australia. When a dog has a litter, they get names with that. They might be the E litter.
Yep.
And they will all be called like Eva, Amelia, things like that.
Ethan.
Oh my gosh.
Eric.
They get to the X litter. That's harder.
Say-
It
Xavier.
really, truly is. There are like Xaviers and Xanders and things.
Yeah,
but you
my
can-
friend's guide dog is Zeta.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
there you go.
You can only have one working dog that has that name.
Oh, okay.
So there will never be. So I met a seeing eye dog called Eva, which means there are the two like there's a guide dog and there's a seeing eye dog and they're both called Eva.
Yep.
And until one of them retires, there won't be another one.
Wow.
And then that name can be carried on once the next one retires. So there's only so many names.
Are you a little bit glad you got a good name?
I am glad I got a good name. Oh my God. Imagine
Yeah.
if I got Toady or something.
Yeah.
Come on, that's great.
It would be great.
That- yeah,
Totally
you,
the
you
dog.
I was like,
unfortunately
this
came
is
up
my
with an even
beautiful
better
guide
name.
dog. She's called Toady.
This is Roberta.
Yeah.
And we can't shorten it.
We can't.
You know, Eva's
You
good.
can't change it. Yeah, it says it on her little jacket.
Yeah.
Her little ambassador
Yeah.
dog jacket. It says Eva.
That's so cute.
People always go, what's her name? And I go, Eva. And they go, oh, it says it on the jacket. Sorry. And I say, yes, it does.
It does.
You fool. Everyone's laughing at you.
Now, late, possible ignorant question here at the end. The difference between a guide dog and a seeing eye dog? Are
Same
they
thing?
interchangeable terms?
They're not, well, I mean, people know what you mean, but they're doing the same job essentially, but they're two different associations.
Gotcha.
Ah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they're kind of like difference between, I don't know, McDonald's and KFC.
Yeah.
They're both selling you some food
Yep.
of the same general, that's going to do the same thing for you.
Yeah.
But, you know, people have preferences and they work slightly differently.
Right. But just like, yeah, the layman would refer to them as either. Would say that's a
Yes.
seeing eye dog or that's a guide dog, not
Yeah.
knowing that they're two different things kind of.
Yeah. They're brands.
Yeah,
They're
interesting.
companies, yeah, whole training companies. But they use different dogs. I can sort of tell the difference between a guide dog or a seeing eye dog. I think that the seeing eye, in Australia at least, I think the guide dogs tend to be a bit taller. I don't know why.
Interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
but there are also lots of different types of labs. So there are American labs and English labs, and I suppose the training program is probably different The breeding program is probably different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would make sense, I guess. Or they're using a different pool of dogs.
Yeah, different pool of dogs. But I know that guide dogs is obviously like an international, widely recognised brand.
So that was actually a good question, Dave.
Yeah.
Well done, because I
felt a little bit silly asking.
in
but
my head, I was
no,
like,
it's
you
absolutely
fucking
fair.
idiot. They're the same thing, you idiot.
Yeah.
And they're not. So you were
No,
right.
they're not. They're not the same thing, but they have similar jobs.
That's cool. That was
Yeah.
a really fun report because it was informative, but also we had a bit of fun along the way, you
Yes. And we
That's
got to think
beautiful.
about dogs a lot. Something that we all love.
know? We love
We
that.
have to think about dogs. I know I was very serious the whole time, and that's because I'm very serious about dogs.
Yeah, you're a very
Exactly.
serious person.
I'm a serious girl.
Yeah.
I have serious.
She can do serious.
Yes.
If
I
you're
have it.
casting a movie, she can do serious.
I can do Sirius Black from what's he from? Game of Thrones?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
That's
Game
what
of
I said.
Thrones?
Harry Potter, what is that? I've never even heard of that. Is that a millennial thing? I'm young.
You're
You
too
love
young.
Harry Potter.
You're
Shut
too
up.
young.
I do. I listen to Stephen Fry every night, but I don't agree with J.K. Rowling.
No, nobody does.
I just want to be clear, just in case someone hears me say, "Oh, I like Harry Potter."
Yeah.
I'm one of those pathetic millennials that loves Harry Potter. I can't do anything about it. Sorry.
But you didn't know Sirius Black. You're unbelievable.
I didn't know. I always go to sleep when I listen to it.
As soon as they say Sirius Black, you fall
I
asleep.
go,
No, not.
say it again.
Sirius Black. She's gone. Gone.
So your farts are loud, but your sleep is quiet.
Shoo, shoo.
Woken up by your own fart.
I have farted myself awake so many times. I can't tell you how many times I have farted and woken myself up, and then I've woken up Tim, and Tim is laughing.
Well, we started with farts, we ended with farts.
it's the only
Fantastic.
way.
That was a great report, Michelle. Absolutely loved hearing about that.
Thank you.
And of course, we can support Guide Dogs Victoria.
Yeah.
It'd be a great thing to get
Yeah.
involved with.
Please do. Become a puppy raiser. Raise those pups.
Raise a puppy.
man.
Hug
Take
the
them to
plastic
school.
one in the shops.
Hug the plastic. I would like to advocate for you all to go and hug the
Hug
plastic
it.
one.
Put 20 cents in the
Tag
head.
me.
I loved him so much.
They're
and
so
then I just
good.
wasn't scared of labs.
Yeah, because of the plastic ones.
You've
Seen
scared
the
of every
plastic,
other
you've
dog.
hugged them all.
Yeah. But if you are afraid of dogs, and you see an ambassador dog, they're the best dog. That's your best exposure therapy dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a gateway dog.
Yes,
I've
very
watched
good
Eva
gateway
win
dog.
over a lot of non-dog people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she has. I've got a lot of friends. No, I have some friends.
Yeah.
Who aren't dog people, and they like Eva.
Actually, Eva and Goose are a good combo
They're a great combo. Goose is a
to
beautiful
win
boy.
over.
Goose is very cute.
To win, yeah, because he's chaotic and kind of silly, and he brings out a bit of goof in Eva
Makes
as
people
well.
laugh.
Yeah,
Bit of
yeah,
goof.
yeah, and he'll jump at you, and it's a bit scary, but then you're like, oh, he's all right.
He's
all right,
okay.
you know?
He's all right.
They're a good team.
Eva sometimes puts her hand on her head and goes, "Stop that, stop it."
Stop
Yeah.
it.
Calm down.
Enough.
Cut it out.
Enough.
Yeah, yeah. And he doesn't listen.
She's very calming, like Rafiki.
Yes.
Exactly.
Wise.
And Goose is Simba. Anyway, I'll stop bringing up my dog, but it's fun.
We're
It's
talking
fun.
about dogs, baby. We're
All,
talking about
all
dogs.
I think about is my dog.
I was going to talk about all the dog jobs, and then I was like, the last time you did a report, Michelle, went for quite a time.
Yeah,
Don't talk about all the dog jobs.
but there's a few.
There's a few.
Maybe we'll get you back for Dog Jobs Part 2.
Dog jobs part 2.
That'd be cute.
This time it's personal.
Just do a bonus episode and we just list them.
Yeah, that's actually quite fun.
Just listing the dog jobs.
Yeah.
Listening, you could even have a one-sentence description of each
Police
job.
dog.
Sled dog.
They help police.
Yeah,
Sled
yeah.
dog. They help a sled.
But they've got to be very well researched like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Firefighter
okay.
dog. They help the fire.
They help the fire.
Yeah, they spread
A
it.
little
Do
arsonist dog.
How do you
Arsonist
think?
dog.
How do you think fires happen?
Serial killer dog.
Yeah.
They're so cute
All
with
of
their
these
little
jobs.
clues. They're so cute. They turn up in the middle of the night. You're like, don't.
Don't murder me. Don't.
That's silly.
No. And yes, okay, so we've got UK and Ireland tour.
Yeah, coming up very soon.
Coming
Album-
up very soon. Please book ahead.
Album
Don't
is
book
out.
on the day. Book now so I know you're coming.
Yeah.
Performers love it when you book ahead. It's such a relief when you see you refresh the ticket sales and it goes up by a couple. You go,
It's
yeah, a little endorphin.
so nice.
It's so good.
nice.
Because the UK always comes through for me, but sometimes they come through 2 days before.
Yeah.
And I say, guys, come on.
Yeah.
Please.
I'm spooked.
Yeah.
You're up there in Norwich. What else you got going on? You're
Come
not
on,
going to be
guys.
busy in 8 weeks' time.
What
Just
are you, in
book it
Bristol?
now.
What are you,
Book it.
Manchester?
Yeah.
What are you doing? London specifically. I'm playing the Clapham Grand, which
Oh,
is
wow.
quite large.
It's a beautiful venue.
I am
believe.
so excited to play that room. It's going to be sick.
That'll be so nice.
Yeah, I'm
So
excited.
buy tickets to that. The album is out. There's a book coming out as well.
Yes.
There's probably 8 other projects that'll be announced in the next week.
Edinburgh Fringe is already locked in
Edinburgh
for
Fringe
August.
is happening in August.
Yeah, on sale.
So yeah, nice to see you,
Oh, I'm
Michelle.
coming back to do Stamp Town in Netflix is a Joke
Okay.
festival.
And that's in LA, is it?
Yes, that's in Los Angeles. I
Fantastic.
think it's at the Bourbon Room, which is where somebody famous sadly passed away, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. Think about that.
Chris Bourbon.
Probably Chris Bourbon, the inventor of bourbon.
Wow.
Let me
Yeah.
thank him
That
for
is a
his
famous
service.
person.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank
Little
you,
pause there for Chris. Thank you so much, Michelle. We loved it,
Thank you.
We love
I
you. and we hope to see you very soon.
Thank you.
As we farewell Michelle Brasier from the studio.
Bon voyage,
Bon voyage.
Michelle. We say she's on a ship and we're holding hankies, waving
Go
it
well, think of me.
right often.
Bye-bye. As you go off to record an album, write a book, do a huge tour,
It's too much.
probably write and star in a movie, a
Yeah.
TV show. She's going to do it all.
And I just want to ride her coattails.
Oh, no, please. Can we be in your movie?
I don't think that's too much to
God,
ask.
can I just be a background character in a movie?
We'll play radio presenters.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Grub.
And I'm Dee Dee. No, that's Grubby and Dee Dee.
Oh, yeah,
They
okay.
already exist.
Okay,
I couldn't
how
think of
about-
anything original.
Neither can I. Okay.
I'm Sharon.
And I'm Shekel Man.
Sharon and the Shekel Man.
Yeah, that's good.
Kiss them. That's good stuff. All right, there you go. We've written it for you.
Yeah, Michelle, good luck.
Now we also want a writer's credit. Anyway, Michelle's gone. It's just Dave and I back in the room. And because it's the most important part of the show, everyone's favourite part of the show, where we get to spend some time just drinking in the ambience of our wonderful Patreon supporters.
Yeah, they smell fantastic.
They smell so
You
fresh.
drink them in. Oh, my goodness.
So we have some shout outs to do. And the first little section that we do in this Patreon section of the podcast is the fact, quote, or question. I think it actually has a little jingle that goes something like this. Fact, quote, or question. Ah, he always remembers the ding.
She always remembers the jingle. And I hope this isn't offensive, but I'm going to try and step into the shoes of the great man Matt Stewart here this week.
I'm offended.
Okay.
I'm pretty
Let
offended.
me apologise in advance.
Okay.
Because what people do on the Sydney Scheinberg Deluxe Memorial Package, rest in peace, or above, these people get to give themselves a title. Mm-hmm. They get to submit a fact, a quote, or a question, a brag, a suggestion, a recipe, an announcement.
Can be anything you want it to be.
Absolutely. Basically, they just get to contribute something to the show.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt usually reads these out. And like Matt, I'm not going to read them before I read them out. There's no proofreading whatsoever here.
Yeah.
Which really legally, I think, covers us.
But somehow people do try to trip Matt up by putting in tongue twisters, and he just breezes through them. Yes. But he can't get through a regular sentence without fumbling.
No,
but a
but
tongue twister,
it's amazing.
it's like his brain goes into autopilot and it's like he blacks out and just does it. It's
And like
beautiful.
Like when he speaks French and he just nails it completely.
Every time.
Every time.
Oh.
Oh,
Sorry? He honks.
He's
He
back
honks
on
in
that.
French.
Beautiful language.
Language of love.
Our first one comes this week from Nemo.
Oh, hello, Nemo.
Giving themselves
Happy to have found you.
the title is that's good stuff.
No, it's not.
The title of Nemo's given themselves is Biker of the Podcast.
Ooh.
And then Nemo is my motorcycle club road name.
Cool.
So badass, Nemo.
I don't think we have any other bikers. So, as in nobody's given themselves the title of biker of the podcast. So,
Yeah.
Nemo, happy to have you aboard, my friend.
Yeah, my goodness. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to get, piss off the whole club.
Oh my God, no.
Oh my God. And they've given us a tattoo request, question mark.
Ooh,
Okay.
interesting.
Okay, wonder who it's for. Let's find out. Here we go. Ahoy, I want a new tattoo.
Okay, it's for Nemo. Great.
Okay, fantastic.
Thank
That's
God.
a lot less stress for us.
If somebody was choosing a tattoo for me, I don't know how I'd feel about it.
This is my list of tattoo ideas. This is so good.
Love this.
Whatever you three agree on, hopefully you'll take two. I give you my word.
Whoa, whatever we choose.
Also, it says in brackets, also location on my body. Do you get to pick?
Awesome.
Oh my God, there are so many options here. I'm going to read them out to you.
Okay.
Tattoo ideas. Oh, okay. Each tattoo I've seen now is the idea and the location.
Great.
So
I
try
also just want to flag that when we did an episode on tattoos, I remember Matt's question was, what does Dave have a big one of, Matt have a small one of, and Jess doesn't have it all? And we were like, is he doing an episode on dicks? But it was tattoos because I didn't have any. And now I have the most.
Oh my God.
As in, I have the most.
Jess is covered. She's got a big back piece. It's Batman versus the Joker.
That one's supposed to be private.
Sorry.
I have the most. What am I trying to say? I have the highest number of tattoos, but I still think, in terms of skin surface, the least.
Oh yeah, because
Know what I
you've
mean?
got like quite line art
Yeah,
style.
I've got lots of little ones. Anyway, so I'm excited for this. All right, I'm ready.
Okay, these are the options: confetti, pomegranate. I nearly said confetti Pomeranian. Oh my God. Right calf,
Oh,
confetti pomegranate.
I love that.
It's a good fruit.
Fucking love pomegranate.
Cute spider, right thigh.
Okay.
Stylized Nalgene, right tricep.
I don't know what a Nalgene is.
What's coming up is water bottles
Oh.
with a lid that is this maybe an overseas thing, or it looks like one you take hiking.
Yeah, cool.
Okay,
And where-
stylized water bottle,
Yep. Location?
right tricep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fly agaric mushroom coming out of crystals, right forearm.
Oh my God, this is so exciting.
Nemo, you speak a language that I do not understand.
What a
Fly
list.
agaric, which is like that's the name of those toadstool mushrooms that are red, like a classic cartoon mushroom.
Love those fairy mushrooms.
Okay,
Coming out
fantastic.
of crystals.
Yeah, right forearm. Comic book slug holding a knife, ankle.
Whoa!
For me, that's winning so far.
Yep.
Tulip behind left ear.
I love tulips.
Blue cornflower behind right ear.
Okay.
Bowline on forearm.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? Bowline, like a type of knot. Oh my gosh, I think you're an outdoorsy type.
Oh my God, I'm looking at the list now as well.
We're about halfway.
Yeah, they
Okay.
are long. I love it.
Skyrim dragon symbol, right tricep. I can't imagine. I wouldn't recognize it, so that's out for me.
Yep.
Vault boy or Nuka-Cola cap, right tricep.
A lot of Googling required for this one.
Oh, Vault boy is from that game. Yeah, he's like that blonde guy from that game.
Yep.
From Fallout.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you know that?
Well, I knew it from that blonde guy from that game.
Okay. Or Nuka-Cola cap. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
It looks like just like a bottle cap type thing. Okay. Triforce, right arm.
I think you can just eliminate anything you don't understand.
That's from Zelda. Okay.
Okay, great.
I knew I'd heard of that. Octopus, right head.
An octopus on your head?
What? Rhinoceros beetle, right tummy.
Oh, rhinoceros beetles are cool.
They are cool. Seal on chest. Doesn't say whether it's the singer or the animal.
I hope it's the singer.
If it's the singer, I would back that. That's my favourite so far. Something inspired by not all who wander are lost. Something inspired by not all that are alone are lonely something. I have 69 in Roman numerals already, so it can be really dumb/silly. My right and left upper arm is inside and outside, from elbow down on the bone, but not the top. My left forearm and my left wrists are used up. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
It doesn't have to be
incredible.
from the list. In fact, don't choose from the list. Oh my God. I'm
Okay.
really to the redhead.
Just
Love
get
years.
Jess and
Farewells.
Dave tattooed on you.
Jess and Dave forever. That'd be great. Or seal the singer on your chest. Or from the list, my favourite was comic book slug holding a knife.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like comic book slug. I also liked cute spider. I don't like spiders, but a cute one?
Cute one. I also like confetti Pomeranian. I know that was my interpretation.
Yeah, but that's pretty good.
I like that.
Rhinoceros beetle right tummy is pretty good too.
Yeah.
Imagine having a little beetle on your tummy. I've got a friend. Well, yeah, I've seen beetle tattoos and they look pretty cool.
Yeah, my worry about your tummy is you are locking yourself in for me for being quite fit forever. I'm definitely planning to blow out soon. So having the beetle there, like there'll be a lot of stretching going on, if you know what I'm saying. I feel like you...
I do know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, Nemo has said they're going to get whatever we say, so we need to agree on one.
Oh my gosh, but now we've been told don't take it from the list.
Well, we've definitely said Jess and Dave forever. But
Jess and Dave forever.
and the number 4,
Yeah.
EVA.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's option number 1. And now let's just choose one from the list, and then they can choose between. So, do you want to go? The slug, comic book slug holding a knife.
I think that's quite cool.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fun.
Happy with that?
Yeah, I am.
Great. Nemo, are you happy with that?
So it's either slug or Jess and Dave forever. Don't leave out Matt. He's not here. It's kind of funny if it's just Jess and Dave forever.
That actually would be so funny, Nemo. But no pressure, because I do feel like you're marking yourself forever, so really think about this.
Yeah, really think about, in 50 years, will I feel good about having a podcast that ended decades ago?
Decade ago.
How long are we going to go for?
Another 40.
What's my contract?
But
made a
you
terrible
probably will
mistake.
appreciate having Seal on your chest forever. Just saying
La
that.
da 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 da.
Baby! One of the all-time great songs. I genuinely love it. Okay, Nemo, go well. We wish you well.
We wish you well, Nemo.
Next up, our fact question. God, it's hard to say. Our focus is David Loring.
David!
He's given themselves the nickname soon to be International Dave.
Oh, Dave offered to come on a hike with me when I was in Tasmania.
That's very nice.
Just if I didn't want to go alone, which was so sweet.
Now, if you didn't know
And
him,
if I had given him more notice, I would have done it. But it was like the day before. I was like, nah, Dave, you can't. That's crazy.
don't do it, Dave.
Don't drive 2 hours to come over here.
Oh my God. But Dave's given us a combo brag plus shout out.
Ooh.
Here we go. Excited for this. Hey, mates. I hit my long service leave a couple of years ago.
Okay. Very
That is
foreign.
a brag.
That's a foreign concept to some American listeners. In Australia and other parts of the world, I think the UK as well. Maybe? I don't know. When you work at a place for 7 to 10 years, depending on the place, you are entitled to long service leave. So you can just take like 3 months off, fully paid.
Yeah, that rules.
I've never had long service leave.
No.
This is the longest job I've ever had.
I nearly got there at the project.
Did
I
you?
got 5.5 years in full time there, but then,
You quit.
I had to spread my wings.
Do we offer long service leave? Because we'd all be coming up for that.
Yeah, we would be.
Unfortunately, we all start at the same time. We will have to try and schedule it.
Yeah, stagger it.
Yeah.
That's right. All right. Well, if you want to go away later in the year, you have my permission.
Thank you so much. I might take you up on that.
Hey,
I've already booked it.
I hit my long service leave a couple of years ago, Dave writes, and I have finally pulled the thumb out and actually planned what to do with it.
Awesome.
So first off, a little brag that I'll be off work from September through November this year. There you go, a couple of months, awesome. And assuming my visas get approved, I'll be spending about half of that time traveling through Azerbaijan, Georgia, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, and Turkey.
Ooh.
Fantastic. And in the case of Turkey, I got bitten by that particular travel bug, seeing the photos from good friend and fellow Patreon supporter Ryan North. His travels there a few years ago, so I thought I should give him an on-pod shout-out.
That was a weird place to stop and take a breath.
Well, I'm reading it as from fellow Patreon supporter Ryan North's travels there a few years ago.
Ryan North travels there.
No, Ryan North, who travelled there a few years ago. There you go. Happy with that? Sorry, just editing on the fly here, Dave. So I thought I should give him an on-pod shout-out, not least of all because he was also the person who a few years ago recommended a certain fact-based comedy podcast to me. Even if I do think his warnings about the fucked Bermuda Triangle episode weren't as necessary as he thought at the time.
Yeah, we've done way more fucked things since.
Yeah, thank you, David. And thank you to Ryan.
That's awesome. Congrats, Dave. And glad that you're taking advantage of that sweet, sweet long service leave, having a little adventure. Good for the soul.
Yeah, that actually is so great. And I've never been to any of those countries, so let us know how they are.
And Dave's our little travel bug, so if he hasn't been there, you're doing all right.
Exactly.
You've been a lot of places.
Oh, I've been a fair few places, but there's a lot more to go.
Mm-hmm.
And finally this week, we've only got 3 this week because Matt is away. He's the master of the fact quota question. And to avoid confusion, we only had three at the time of recording, we think.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
He hasn't copied and pasted any extras in. So,
Dad's away and we're falling apart.
But a big shout out to, if you are on the fact quota question level, put them in now so we can do them in the coming weeks, please.
Please, for the love of God.
All the info of what to do there is on Patreon, so hopefully you've done it in the past, you can do it again. Give us your facts. If you're going on a holiday soon, I love to hear about travel. I genuinely do. Our final one that comes from Simon Ma. who has given themselves the title of the Genial Brigadier General of Bridges in General.
Love that.
Wow, I think Matt would have got even better than me there, but
I think you did pretty well.
I forgot to say
7 out of 10.
The Genial Brigadier General of Bridges in General.
That's good. Brigadier.
And Simon's giving us a brag.
Awesome. We welcome a brag. We love a brag.
Oh, wow. Hi. This is my inaugural Fact Quoter question, and as such, I'd like to throw down a special brag on behalf of someone else. My dear friend Kieran, who will be welcoming their firstborn in the coming months.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh my God, it says here, Matt, for this next section, could you please use your fantastic voice talents and choose an accent to deliver the following message? Any will do.
Okay, Dave, you are a trained actor, so I believe in you to do this format.
Okay, how do you want me to do it?
You could do it as a southern sheriff. You do a pretty fun southern sheriff kind of voice. He's already doing the mouth.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there he is.
Let me just tell. Oh my God, just walk this down a little bit. Okay. Well, I've got a message here I've got to read out to one of my favorite friends. And I actually don't know their name, but they are one of my absolute favorite friends. So let me just tell you. I know I tell you all in person all the time, but I cannot stress how incredibly excited I am for you to become a parent.
Oh.
I know your child will be so amazingly loved and cared for, and that you'll do your best to transform this small human into a weapon of mass destruction. For good, I mean to say. You're an amazing person, and I cannot wait to meet future bub.
Oh my God, Simon!
That's so lovely. And
that
it says in
so
brackets
nice.
here, cheers, Matt. You really knocked it out of the park with that one. And a special congratulations to Dave on the birth of their child. You're an inspiration to virgins everywhere. But seriously, love your work. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Jess, your laugh brings me and others so much joy. You are a treasure.
My laugh is my baby. And I share it with the world.
And Matt, our dear Matt, you make my sides split with laughter. Keep up the great work, gang.
Simon, you are freaking delightful.
Oh my gosh. I feel lifted by that.
That is so nice.
And lovely that your friend's got the child on their way.
I love to see people doing that. And I hope I'm not making wrong assumptions, but I love to see men talking like this.
Yes.
That's freaking refreshing and really nice.
That's right.
Really nice. Thank you, Simon. That's great. And congratulations, Kieran. Very exciting stuff. Kids, huh? They're pretty great.
They're pretty great, I gotta say. And Kieran, best of luck.
Beautifully said.
Beautifully. No, in a very positive sense. I think you're gonna be part of a very great special family, and obviously you've got Uncle Simon
ready to go.
Step in.
And that's a fun role too.
You're my Uncle Simon.
I am your Uncle Simon. I've been asking you to call me that for years. It finally makes sense. Thank you to those people. That's all we have for Fact Quote Question, isn't it? So thank you to Simon,
you so
Dave,
much.
and Nemo. And now it's time to give some shout-outs to some other people who support us on the shout-out level or above over on patreon.com/dogoonpod. And we usually come up with a bit of a game. I thought, what if we give them, you know how Michelle was saying that the letters are named the same first letter?
Explain it to me. Oh, yes. So there's a
like
letter.
Eva, Ethan, Erica, they all have the same
yes
first letter of their name.
Are these all part of the same letter?
Yeah, okay, we could do that. Or we could maybe. I don't know. Do we make them all part of the same litter, or do we match a dog to them based on the first initial?
Oh, that's kind of fun too.
All right.
Okay.
Let's try that.
So we're going to name their litter mate.
That's right. Yep.
You want me to kick off?
Yeah.
I would love to thank, first of all, from East Lansing in Minnesota. Am I saying this correctly?
I never remember.
In Michigan. Oh my God. Also Missouri as well, am I? East Lansing, Michigan. I'd like to thank Erica T.
Erica T.
Litter mate. Elf.
Elf.
Elf the dog. It's pretty cute.
That's really cute.
Little blonde lab called Elf.
Elf?
Elf. Elfie.
Fuck me.
Elf.
That is so cute. Yes.
That's very cute.
Well done, Dave. Elf.
Thank you so much.
I was going for Eric.
Oh.
And Erica's name is Erica, and all I could think of was Eric. Or Eva, but I was like, no, we've had an Eva.
No, and you gave a couple of other. Ethan would burn through a few E's.
I've already done the E's.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's the last E for this batch, so all good.
God, I'll thank someone as well. I would love to thank from East Geelong. Oh, is that in Victoria? Oh, I'm not sure. Yes, it is. I would love to thank Hannah Stolls.
Hannah Stolls.
H.
Brother or sister. I mean, I've got one ready to go. Have you got one?
Let's do it at the same time.
One, two, three.
Harry.
Hercule.
Hercule's way better. Hercule is way better. Everyone's got a dog called Harry. How did I haven't met that many Hercules?
We've just talked about if we ever got a brother for Humphrey, that Hercule would be a high possibility.
Humphrey and Hercule.
Yeah, we also like Harold.
Harold's good.
Like, I think because he's an H, we want another H name, but
that rules.
yeah,
I've thought about that too, and then realised the other day that Goose's pet insurance is more expensive than my health insurance.
Is that true?
Twice the price, actually.
What?
So, yeah, Goose is expensive. So he's going to be an only child forever.
Yeah, okay.
As much as I'd love him to have a friend, I cannot afford it. It's
Or
so
you could give
expensive.
up your insurance.
Yeah,
Have
true.
you thought about that?
I have, genuinely.
I'm only kidding. Do not do that.
I'll just pay more in tax. It's fine.
Okay, actually, maybe that'd be better for everyone. I could use your money through the tax system.
And you often do.
Oh no, private health insurance, I genuinely believe, is a complete scam. But yeah.
It's fucked. Pet insurance probably is too.
But you've used it though, haven't you?
Oh, heaps.
Yeah, great.
So-
You've gotten away with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We've made money on them. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Making money. I would like to thank from Puyallup from Western Australia. Fantastic. I haven't heard that
I
place, but I
reckon
love
you got that right somewhere in there.
it. Which one do you reckon? Puyallup.
Pull you up.
That's Brian Duthie. Brian Duthie.
Duthie. I reckon that's Duthie.
Duthie.
Brian Duthie.
On your Duthie.
So B?
Yeah.
Brendan.
Brendan the dog. I love it.
Imagine having a dog named Brendan.
Oh my gosh, it's WA. It's in Washington. I misread that as
it's you. Yeah,
WA
yes.
Western Australia. So it's probably not pronounced. I don't think
we
Puyallup. They're not saying that in America, are they?
absolutely not.
Oh, I've got a pronunciation
Here we go.
from the Google.
Puyallup.
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 We nailed it. Brian probably is Duthie then, isn't it? Do you think?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Anyway, Brian and Brendan the dog.
I've got to start thinking of other words because remember, Salty was my favourite dog name from this report.
That was good.
Salty.
Yeah.
I love that.
But I do like human names for dogs are fun.
Very fun. I
Yeah,
did
fun.
consider naming my dog Chips.
That's a good name.
Or then we'd call him Chippy. And he loves chippies, so it would have worked.
I think a little sibling for Goose called Chippy would be absolutely
God,
perfect.
it was so fuck. Don't tempt me. I can't afford another
Goose
one.
and Chippy. I would like to thank now from Location Unknown.
Oh, no, it's my turn.
Oh, yeah, sorry. It's because I did Brian twice because of the WA
Oh,
conundrum.
I see. Yes, yes.
So
yes,
sorry.
yes, yes.
Please, who would you like to thank?
No, I was trying to relieve your workload. That's all. I would love to thank, from Location Unknown.
Oh,
Can only assume
weird.
deep within the location, deep within the fortress of the moles, Kendra.
oh, we got Kendra with a K. Okay.
Yes.
What about Kazam? Oh, Kazam the dog.
Yes. This is my
And they're-
therapy dog, Kazam.
Kazam, and they're a big chunky lab.
Yeah, and just constantly tongue hanging out the side of its mouth. And you're like, well, I'm happy. I'm fixed.
Kazam, I feel good. Thanks,
You're the
Kazam.
best, Kazam.
Another K here I'd like to thank from Champaign, Illinois. It's Christopher Chapman.
Christopher Chapman.
Christopher Chapman. Same letter as Kazam.
Kazam. We've also got Kazoo.
That's good.
That's good stuff.
That's good.
Kazoo?
Kazoo. It actually would be really hard. Now, Michelle has said the thing where once the name's taken, you can't take it. You'd be searching the database going, all right, well, okay, every regular name is taken.
Yeah. We've got to go for Kazoo or Salty.
Yeah.
I've got to call that dog Water
It
Bottle.
would be hard.
Yeah.
And then I wonder if there's like a committee at all. Like if you go, what do you think about this? And then everyone says yay or nay to the name.
Well, some of the litter names of Goose's litter were pretty bad, including his. His name was Gage.
Gage?
Yep.
Why Gage? What does
Great
that mean?
question. I don't know.
As in like
Gage.
Gage. Do you remember
Gage.
the litter mates?
Some of them were fine. I think there was like Ruby.
Oh, that's nice.
I can't remember now, but I can't remember them because the other owners changed the names.
Oh, okay.
So there's there's an Onyx, there's a
Onyx.
There's
Are they also dark fur?
what was the big chunky boy? Yeah, they were all brindle. Anyway, yeah, some names that you go, oh, I think we are going to change that one. Yeah. Gage, get out of it.
That's really great.
May I thank someone?
Christopher Chapman? Kazoo. Sorry, Kazoo, yes.
I would also like to thank another person from the Fortress of the Moles. Very mysterious. Hendrik Doob.
Hendrik Doob.
Could be Dubé.
I feel like
It's
I've
probably
come across
Doob.
this name before. Have we met you, Hendrik, before? It's a great name. Or have you suggested a topic? So it's an H. Okay.
H. I mean, Hendrik's great.
What about, there's another name if we have a girl dog. Hallie, we think is a good one. Humphrey and Hallie.
That's good. H-E or H-A? Hallie?
I think like Halle Berry sort of style.
Love it. Love it. Or Hallie from The Parent Trap.
Perfect.
Yep, I fully agree with that. Hallie.
Am I up?
Yes.
I'd like to thank from Twin Falls, Idaho. It's Jordan Spellerberg.
Ooh, Spellerberg.
Never heard that name before. I love it. Jordan Spellerberg.
Jordan. So it's
from
a J.
Twin Falls, Idaho.
What about Juicy?
Juicy is a good name. Juicy's a good name for a dog.
Juicy. That's cute.
Yeah. I feel like you're
Juicy.
convincing yourself. It's
I
good.
am. I thought it was a bit funny, but now I've thought about it more and I'm like, no, I love it. Juicy. Juicy and salty?
Yeah, that's good.
Incredible stuff. Thank you, Jordan, aka Juicy.
I would like to thank from Byron Center, also MI. We're back in Michigan.
Yes.
Claire Victory.
Claire Victory.
Claire with a C, Victory.
So we've got a C. We could go Chips.
Oh, Chips is
Or
good.
Chippy.
Chippy.
Chippy's cute.
Yeah. Little
Wasn't
Chippy.
there an ad for Chips here at some point, and it was like this little character going, Chippy!
That does sound familiar. Matt would be able to sing you the whole song.
He would. But he does not know his own address. Thank you, Claire. And finally, I would love to thank from Auburn in, what's MA? Massachusetts.
Massachusetts is correct.
Joe Da Silva.
Joe with a J.
Another J.
What about
Jingle.
Jingle?
What were you going to say? Sorry, I cut you off.
Maybe jalapeno.
Oh!
Maybe. Or my backup was Jess Perkins. I believe. Do we have a patron supporter whose cat is called Jess Perkins?
I think so, yes.
Shout out to you, Jess Perkins.
The cat?
Yes.
Not your
Not you.
owners. Okay. Well, look. Jingle's cute. Jess Perkins, obviously, a perfect name. It has to be jalapeno because it doesn't sound like a J.
Yeah.
I do like to call them jalapenos sometimes.
That's a good name. Good
It's just
nickname.
fun. It's just fun.
Good name
And
for
people
it.
you're with are like, oh, that's what you say. And you're, I'm having a laugh,
And
mate.
then you go, I didn't know that.
I didn't. Oh,
Wow,
what?
you're so well travelled. Well, here we
Wow.
are. Here we are in this Taco Bill. You're so well
Wow,
travelled.
you're cultured. Thank you so much to Joe, Claire, Jordan, Hendrik, Christopher, Kendra, Brian, Hannah, and Eric. And the last thing we need to do is see if there's anybody to welcome into the Triptych Club. And oh my bloody goodness, we got 3 people coming in
Oh
this
my God, let me look at it now.
This week.
444.
So the Triptych Club is for people who have supported the show for 3 consecutive years. They've probably already had their shout-outs years ago, but they've stuck with us through thick and thin, through our darkest times. They've been there with us, and so we welcome them into the club. Once you're in, you can never leave, but don't worry, it's not like not in a bad way. You're pretty happy about it. It's cool. It's cool in here. It's chill.
Oh, it's nice.
We got pool tables. We got air hockey. That is mostly for me. But so just ask me first if you want to use air hockey, because if I want to use it, you can't use it. It's my air hockey table.
Okay.
Matt is usually the one lifting the rope, checking your name off the list, welcoming you in. I'm behind the bar, so come on in. I have got Pal dog food for you this week.
You got Pal. Okay, that's pretty good stuff.
Yep. Got some Royal Canine dry bickies if you want
Holy shit.
some of that.
Some of the top stuff.
I got some big old bowls of water.
Big bowls.
Communal bowls of water. So enjoy. And Dave, you're usually
Communal.
You're booking a band.
You're never going to believe this one.
What's happened
I've
now?
been booking bands for a long time now.
Time, my friend.
Exactly. I'm actually one of the most reliable gigs in Australia at this point.
That's
A
right.
lot of places going out of business, but I put up new bands. I unearth old bands that you may not have heard of for a long time.
You resurrect dead bands.
Exactly. That's how good I am. I get people from heaven. They're like, please, it's so great up here. I don't want to do that
And
anymore.
you're like,
And I'm
nah.
like, play.
Down you
play,
come.
God damn it.
Yep.
And this week, you're never going to believe it. I've booked the Bonzo Dog Doodah Band.
Whoa.
Can you believe it?
I can't. We've been trying to get these guys for years.
Exactly. So they've been rocking since the 60s, and here they are now.
Oh, wow. They're going to be playing some of their big hits?
Yeah, some of their biggest songs.
Like?
Let me just check the set list here. Bonzo Dog Doodah Band. Sorry, I'm just reading the set list. And then there's the word set list. Track 1, I'm the Urban Spaceman.
Oh, I love that one.
Number 2, the intro and the outro.
Yep.
It's interesting to do the outro second. A Room with a View. And then actually the only reason I really knew this band is the band, another band gets the name for one of their songs, Death Cab for Cutie.
Yeah, I was born to that song.
There you go.
So it's pretty crazy.
Is that true?
No, of course not. I've never heard of this fucking band. It doesn't matter what you said next. I was going to say that.
I was born. No, like, I love that. I was
born to that song.
Oh, I wish I was playing music when my baby was born. Oh my gosh, that's so. You know, you were born to this, and I would just say it to no matter what song came on.
Yeah, you were born to this.
I like it. Dad, this song came out last week.
You were born to this song. That's a great bit.
That's a great.
I have forgotten. So my best friend's kid, who I consider a niece, was born to a Fleetwood Mac song.
Really?
And I've had to ask 3 times because I keep forgetting what song it is. Now I just can't. I just can't ask again.
Oh, what would be the least appropriate one? Go your own way. Go away.
Anyway, we have 3 people.
Loving you isn't the right thing to do. Oh dear.
Okay, 3 people to welcome into the club. I'm going to read the names. Dave's going to hype them up. I'm going to hype Dave up. I've got my hand on his tush as he likes it. And we're going to welcome these people in. You're going to be clapping and cheering. And
It's a welcome hand.
welcome hand. So, first up, from Christchurch in New Zealand, Ross Callahan.
Ross the Boss Callahan.
Pew, pew, pew. From Perth in the Australian Capital Territory. That's confusing. It's Aidan Sweeney.
Oh my gosh. Aiden ain't no pay. No, it's paid and a payday. Shit. Doesn't sound like good. Aiden Sweeney.
Ain't no meanie.
Oh, yes. I was gonna say,
he's a sweetie
he's
pie.
a sweetie pie.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. I needed that because I was going to say something about weenie and it just didn't
No,
quite
it's just
work.
going to get weird.
It's going to get weird.
And finally, from Moxie in Washington, We Are Marvel Podcast.
More like You Are Marvelous Podcast.
Oh, pew, 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 pew. You're the best.
Go on in. How many people are we welcoming in that podcast?
Yeah, true. This could be any number.
That's actually a way that people could get multiple entries.
Oh, that's
If you
clever.
join up as a group, like if you,
That's sneaky.
like the Wu-Tang Clan would
Joined up.
all get in.
Yeah. Isn't it like 11 of them?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
So thank you to We Are Marvel, Aidan and Ross, and welcome into the Trip Ditch Club. Grab a bowl of water, share it with your friends, grab some kibble, get ready for the band, who I've already forgotten, and welcome in and thank you for your support. Now, before we get out of here, another big shout out and thank you to Michelle Brasier for coming in for this week's episode.
Thank you.
Wonderful report. Loved it. And yeah, Michelle's got a million different projects on the go. So the best way to be across all of that is probably to follow her on social media. Instagram's a good place to go. And also, if she's coming to a place near you in the UK, in Ireland, some more shows in the US, in Edinburgh, head over to her website, michellebrasier.com, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, check it out. Go see her. She's honestly one of the best in the biz. She's the best in the biz. She's incredible. And finally, if you would like to suggest a topic, you can do so. There's a link in our show notes. It's also on our website, which is dogoonpod.com. And you can find us on social media at dogoonpod across Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, the works.
Absolutely. And don't forget, do go on the quiz show.
Yes.
Is streaming on the stupid old channel right now.
Yep, a couple of episodes out already, and some are saying it's the best thing since sliced bread.
I've heard that.
Some are saying that.
Yes, some.
Some. So it's really, set your watch, put a reminder in the calendar, get a group of friends around and sit and watch it. We really do appreciate your support of watching it, sharing it around, telling people about it. A lot of work went into it, not from Matt and I, but definitely from Dave and from Stupid Old Studios, who are an amazing team who we love so much and we love working with them, and they've put so much great work into it. Jam is our wonderful editor who's been editing all the web series. He's been doing such a good job.
Unbelievable stuff, Jam.
He's such a delight to work with. We're so, so lucky. So, yeah, we would love your support if you could watch it, share it around, watch it multiple times, leave it on repeat. I don't care. Please. Was that too clingy at the end there?
No, that was great. That was really
Okay,
good.
great.
We need it because people to watch it. Then we can make more because that's how these things work.
That's how it works.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for listening. We'll be back next week with another episode. But until then, thank you so much and goodbye.
Laters. Bye.